my online love interest turned out to be my landlady. After rejecting the confession of the black silk campus beauty, Chen planned to meet his online girlfriend in real life. But he never expected that his online girlfriend was actually his beautiful landlady, Auntie. From a young age, he knew that rich aunts were the best, and to him, the black silk campus beauty was just a nobody. With an aunt like that, who needs to date a campus beauty? Chapter 1, My Online Girlfriend Turns Out to Be My Landlady. In a rental apartment in Nanyang City, Chen stared at the message on his phone screen with a helpless expression. He had no idea what kind of luck he had recently. How could he, a regular guy, be noticed by Su Mubai, the campus beauty? This was already the 5th time she had confessed to him, and the first 2 times, she even did it in person at school. Su Mubai was the daughter of the Su family, a true, rich beauty. With delicate looks, a tall and sexy figure, and an aristocratic aura, especially her long, fair legs, many boys at school were mesmerized by her. But Chen was just a poor guy. He couldn't understand what about him attracted someone like Su Mubai. Not interested. Chen replied bluntly. Normally, this would end the conversation, as every previous confession had followed this same pattern. Su Mubai would ask if he wanted to be her boyfriend, and that was it. But this time, she unexpectedly responded with, "Why?" "Because I already have a girlfriend." Chen typed slowly. There was no reply from Su Mubai. Although Chen said he had a girlfriend, it was only an online relationship. He had known her for 5 months, but they had never met. He didn't even know what she looked like, let alone whether she was truly a woman. Ding dong. A notification popped up on his phone. Huar Kai Fu Gui, calling baby, calling dear husband. Huar Kai Fu Gui was the online nickname of Chen girlfriend. Although it sounded a bit old-fashioned, Chen didn't mind much. It was just a nickname after all. To make himself seem more fitting, he had changed his WeChat name to Yifan Feng Shun. Everything goes smoothly. He quickly grabbed his phone and replied with an exaggerated tone, "Dear, I'm here. Huar Kai Fu Gui, baby, I'm about to start working. Just letting you know in advance, don't worry if you can't find me later." Chen of course, I won't be mad. But don't work too hard, dear. Huar Kai Fu Gui, with you saying that, I feel all energized. Love you. Chen dear, I don't understand. Why do you always work at night? What do you do? Chen was curious about his online girlfriend's job, as she only worked at night, and for only an hour or 2. Huar Kai Fu Gui, I told you not to ask about my work, or I'll get mad. Chen don't be mad, don't be mad. I was just asking. Huar Kai Fu Gui, baby, I have good news for you. Chen what good news? Huar Kai Fu Gui, in a couple of days, I'm going to meet you. Chen really? Chen Mo's eyes sparkled with excitement. He had asked to meet a few times before, but she always rejected him. Huar Kai Fu Gui, of course it's true. After we meet, I'm going to give you a big hug. Chen just a hug. Won't we do anything else? Maybe get a hotel room or something. Huar Kai Fu Gui, why are you so annoying? Chen you know your period is at the beginning of the month, so the day we meet will be perfect after it's over. I'm so excited just thinking about it. Huar Kai Fu Gui, why is your mind so dirty? I'm not talking to you anymore, gotta work. Kiss kiss. Chen kiss kiss. After sending the message, Chen lay on his bed, filled with excitement and anticipation. After all, this was the girlfriend he had known online for 5 months, and now she was finally willing to meet him. However, he was a little worried. What if her appearance didn't match what he had imagined? After all, he had never seen her picture. Creak. Suddenly, the door to his room was pushed open. A stunning woman, probably in her 30s, walked in wearing high heels. She had skin as white as snow, a delicate face, and her dark hair was neatly tied up. She wore a black bodycon skirt that perfectly accentuated her mature and sexy figure, tall breasts, long legs, and an aristocratic air. She exuded an irresistible allure, a true beauty among beauties. Chen eyes flickered with disbelief as he saw her. This was his landlady, Chu Runting. She never came with good intentions. Chu Auntie, how many times have I told you to knock before entering? What if I wasn't dressed? That would have been so embarrassing. Chen shouted helplessly at Chu Runting. Without saying a word, Chu Runting strode toward him, grabbed his ear, and gritted her teeth. Little brat, how many times have I told you to call me sister instead of aunt? Okay, my beautiful landlady sister, please let go, it hurts. Chen Mo begged immediately. Chu Runting finally let go, sat on the couch with her arms crossed, and surveyed the room. Once she was satisfied, she spoke. This month's rent and utilities total 1,300. Pay up. Chen Mo knew that the entire building he lived in belonged to Chu Runting. She was a true rich woman. But she had a strange habit: she didn't accept online payments and insisted on collecting rent in cash every month on the 15th. Sister Chu, can you give me a couple more days? Chen Mo hesitated before asking carefully. Chu Runting turned to look at him, then smiled in a way that could kill a man. No way. My most beautiful landlady sister, I just paid my tuition fee a few days ago, and my salary hasn't been paid yet. I'll pay you soon. Chen Mo tried to flatter her. How much money do you have left? Chu Runting suddenly asked. I have about 700. Chen Mo answered honestly, then quickly explained, Sister Chu, this money is from meeting my girlfriend. You're not going to take all of it, are you? Oh? You're dating? Let me see if your girlfriend is pretty. Chu Runting asked with curiosity. It's an online relationship. I haven't met her yet. Chen Mo chuckled. $700 to date a girl. Chu Runting said, unimpressed. Chen Mo was speechless. He wanted to save enough money for the date, but he didn't want to seem too cheap either. Suddenly, Chu Runting pulled out 1,000 yuan from her Hermes bag and placed it on the table. Sister Chu, you're really my. Chen Mo was so touched, he didn't know what to say. Don't waste time thanking me. This is a loan. You'll pay it back next month, along with the rent. Chu Runting cut him off and added, from now on, my assistant will collect the rent. I'll give you her contact information. Okay. Chen Mo immediately took his phone, about to close the chat with his online girlfriend Kai Fu Gui. At that moment, Chu Runting noticed the familiar profile pictures on his phone. Chen Mo, give me your phone. Chu Runting's face changed. Chen Mo quickly raised his phone and shouted, what are you doing with my phone? Stop talking. Give it to me. Chu Runting lunged at him. But she seemed to forget she was wearing 10 centimeters high heels. She lost her balance and fell straight into Chen Mo's arms. They both fell onto the bed, and by coincidence, her soft chest pressed directly onto his face, the alluring scent overwhelming him. Shocked and flustered, Chu Runting quickly jumped up, but when she looked at Chen Mo's phone, she froze in place. She had never imagined that her online boyfriend, Ifan Fengshun, would be none other than the man she had been dealing with for so long. Chen Mo. Chapter 2, The Fifth Confession from the Campus Goddess. Inside the rental apartment. When Chu Runting found out that Chen Mo was the same person she had been calling hubby, baby, and dear every day online, countless emotions tangled within her. She didn't know how to face Chen Mo at that moment. Chu Jie, what's wrong with you? Chen Mo quickly asked, sensing that Chu Runting's emotions seemed off. Chu Runting continued to rub her temples, feeling her mind in a state of chaos. Chen Mo, do you know it's me? You did this on purpose, didn't you? Chu Runting asked while massaging her temples, staring at him. Chu Jie, what are you talking about? What do you mean, you're the one? Who are you talking about? Chen Mo was completely confused. I'm your online girlfriend, understand? Chu Runting bit her silver teeth and shouted. Chu Jie, can you stop joking around with me? Chen Mo's expression showed disbelief. I'm Kai Fu Gui, your Yifan Fengshun, we've known each other for 5 months. You have a hemorrhoid on your butt, and you love white stockings and uniforms. Wait, Chu Jie, stop. Chen Mo hurriedly interrupted her, realizing that continuing would be too inappropriate for his ears. However, Chen Mo could now be sure his online girlfriend really was Chu Runting. The two locked eyes, the atmosphere so awkward it was almost suffocating. Chen Mo never imagined that his online girlfriend of 5 months would turn out to be his beautiful landlady, Chu Runting. And Chu Runting never expected that a man 10 years younger than her, someone she had been calling dear online, was actually a young boy living under her roof. While online, Chen Mo had always acted like an affectionate little puppy, but he was also very knowledgeable about stocks, futures, company management, classical calligraphy and painting, and even Western classical music, things Chu Runting liked a lot. This led her to believe that Chen Mo must be a man of similar age, or maybe a little younger, but not too much. Chu Runting had already planned to meet Chen Mo in person and confirm their relationship. But who could have predicted such an embarrassing situation? In truth, Chu Runting didn't care much about Chen Mo's identity, appearance, or age. What she liked was his soul. However, the age difference was something that was hard for her to accept at first. She rubbed her temples again, unsure of how to express her feelings. Meanwhile, Chen Mo was still in shock, not knowing whether he should consider himself lucky or unlucky. He casually met a woman online, and she turned out to be not only beautiful and sexy but also very wealthy. The only unfortunate thing was that the age gap between them seemed a little too large. Chen Mo, tell me the truth. Was it really you chatting with me online? Chu Runting finally calmed down enough to ask. It was me? Chen Mo nodded. But you don't seem like someone who would be into stocks, futures, or classical art. Chu Runting felt Chen Mo was lying. Miss Chu, I've been learning these things from my father since I was young. My mother was also a fan of classical art, Chen Mo explained. Then your family must be quite well off. Why are you living in a rental? Chu Runting pressed. My family was doing fine when I was a kid, but when I was in high school, my parents died in an accident, and I was kicked out of my home. Now, I'm an orphan, Chen Mo said seriously. Chen Mo had once been the heir to the Chen family, the largest family in Jining City, with his father, Chen Nantian, as the head of the household. But during his second year of high school, his parents died in an accident. His uncles and aunts, fearing he would fight them for inheritance, banded together and kicked him out of the family. Only with the help of a family friend did he manage to finish high school and later get into Nanyang University. While in college, Chen Mo kept a close eye on the market, using the stock knowledge his father had taught him. Though he was expelled from the family, he never gave up on retrieving everything that belonged to him. He also knew that his parents' deaths were no accident, and he was determined to investigate what really happened and seek revenge for them. All these feelings were buried deep inside him, waiting for the right opportunity. Chen Mo, I'm sorry. I didn't know your parents had passed away. Chu Runting quickly apologized, realizing that Chen Mo would never joke about such a thing. Miss Chu, I'm sorry too. Since we never talked about our identities or ages online, it's led to this misunderstanding. I understand there are many differences between us. I, Chen Mo, am not the kind of person who would cling on if you want to end this. I can understand if you want to part ways, Chen Mo said, making sure to speak his mind. Chen Mo, you misunderstood. It's not that I mind the differences, but... Chu Runting's heart was in turmoil. In the time they had known each other, Chu Runting had already fallen for Chen Mo. His care and attention were things she had never experienced before, and she saw many qualities in him that attracted her. But what? Chen Mo asked. Sigh, forget it. There are things I can't explain clearly right now. Chu Runting waved her hand, then continued, I need to think about our relationship after I go back. After all, the age gap is so large. Even if I agree to continue, my family. Whatever decision you make, I'll understand, Chen Mo replied calmly. Well then, you can just stay here and not pay rent. I'll leave now, Chu Runting said, standing up, clearly unsure of how to face Chen Mo. Is this some kind of breakup compensation? Chen Mo chuckled bitterly, watching Chu Runting's retreating figure. He then picked up his phone and dialed a number. Bro, what's up? The voice on the other end was lazy. Liangzi, I think I've been dumped. Come out and have a drink with me. Chen Mo finally let go of his facade and shouted, his voice filled with grief. What's the big deal? I've been telling you online relationships are unreliable. Doesn't Su Mubai like you? Just get together with her. Her legs are so long. Meng Liang replied carelessly. Stop talking nonsense. Just get over here. Chen Mo impatiently hung up the phone. The next morning at 8 a.m. After drinking nearly all night, Chen Mo was woken up by the sound of an alarm clock. After groggily washing up, he made his way to school. Perhaps because he hadn't sobered up, he and Meng Liang immediately fell asleep once they entered the classroom. When the lunch bell rang, they woke up, ready to go eat outside the school. Just as they reached the school gate, a familiar figure walked toward them. Bro, you better grab this chance. Meng Liang couldn't help but remind Chen Mo with a grin. The girl walking toward them wasn't anyone else but Su Mubai, the campus goddess of Nanyang University. Su Mubai's appearance drew the attention of everyone around. Today, she wore a simple, elegant white lady's blazer, which made her even more graceful. Her long, slender legs were encased in white stockings, and her skirt length just barely covered her shorts, giving her an alluring look. On her feet, she wore 8-centimeter high heels, which added a touch of elegance mixed with a hint of sensuality. Su Mubai isn't planning to confess to Chen Mo again, is she? This is her third time confessing to Chen Mo. Will he reject her again? Who knows what Chen Mo's thinking? A beauty like Su Mubai confessed to him, and he still turned her down. Has he lost his mind? If it were me, I'd agree right away. Seriously, what does Chen Mo have that's so special for Su Mubai to like him? The boys around were whispering, but what they didn't know was that this was actually Su Mubai's fifth confession, 2 of which had been online. Su Mubai walked straight to Chen Mo, looked down at him, and said arrogantly, "Chen Mo, will you be my boyfriend or not?" Meng Liang quickly turned to look at Chen Mo, signaling him with his eyes. "I've already told you, I have a girlfriend, and I'm not interested in being with you," Chen Mo said flatly. Meng Liang stared in disbelief at Chen Mo, completely speechless. "I've investigated. You don't have a girlfriend," Su Mubai declared firmly. "I do," Chen Mo replied, his voice cold. "Then tell me, where is your girlfriend? If you don't tell me who she is today, I won't let you go." Su Mubai was clearly unwilling to waste any more time. Chen Mo didn't know how to respond to her question. Su, the beauty, actually Chen Mo. Meng Liang hesitated, ready to explain for Chen Mo. Just then, a car horn blared. Everyone looked up in surprise. A red Ferrari SF90 roared toward them and stopped right next to Chen Mo. The window slowly rolled down, revealing a stunning face. "Chen Mo!" Chu Runting called out directly. Su Mubai's expression instantly changed. When she saw Chu Runting, she furrowed her brows and said, "How does Chen Mo know her?" Chapter 3, What did I ever do to deserve this? The moment Chen Mo saw Chu Runting, he froze in place, his eyes filled with disbelief. He had thought that his relationship with Chu Runting was completely over, but to his surprise, she had come to find him. Everyone around, including Su Mubai, Meng Liang, and others, were also left stunned. Who is this woman? She is so beautiful. Yeah, she is driving a car like that. She must be rich. Could she be Chen Mo's girlfriend? The students around began whispering among themselves. "Bro, don't tell me this is your online girlfriend." Meng Liang stammered as he looked at Chen Mo. "Yes, she is my girlfriend." Chen Mo's words were like a bomb dropped in the crowd. "No way, bro, no wonder you were so upset yesterday. I get it now." Meng Liang's eyes widened as he yelled in realization. But Chen Mo ignored him, his face expressionless as he turned to Su Mubai. "Didn't you want to meet my girlfriend? Well, here she is." Chu Runting, dressed in a black long dress, had a figure that was both sexy and perfect, accentuated by the tight fabric. Her long, beautiful legs were covered by black stockings, and she wore a pair of black high heels, giving her a mature, elegant look. The students around seemed to finally understand why Chen Mo had repeatedly rejected Su Mubai. With such a stunning and wealthy woman as his girlfriend, who would still want to be with Su Mubai? After getting out of the car, Chu Runting walked straight towards Chen Mo. But when she saw Su Mubai, there was a brief flash of surprise in her eyes. How does this little girl know Chen Mo? Chu Runting wondered to herself. Meanwhile, Su Mubai's gaze burned with hatred as she stared at Chu Runting. She probably wouldn't care about who Chen Mo's girlfriend was, but it absolutely couldn't be Chu Runting. The Chu family, where Chu Runting came from, and the Su family, where Su Mubai belonged, were the 2 biggest competitors in the city. Although Su Mubai was younger than Chu Runting, people often compared the two, making Su Mubai despise her even more. The most important thing, however, was that both Chu Runting and Su Mubai shared a passion for the violin. But every time they competed in violin competitions, Chu Runting always outshone Su Mubai. The two also occasionally bumped into each other at high-end cocktail parties, and whenever they met, it was like oil and water, completely incompatible. Who would guess that now both women had some connection with Chen Mo? Chen Mo, what a coincidence. You know Su, too. Chu Runting walked up to Chen Mo and purposely linked her arm with his, pretending to be very close. Ms. Chu, we're more than 10 years apart in age. Isn't it inappropriate for you to call me little sister? Before Chen Mo could respond, Su Mubai shot back with a challenge. Something off, something off. Chen Mo suddenly realized that the situation wasn't right and mentally cursed himself for not seeing it sooner. These two women knew each other, and their relationship seemed far from harmonious. It's true that we're more than 10 years apart, but Chen Mo likes mature, sexy, and graceful women like me. He's not interested in a skinny, undeveloped girl like you. Chu Runting knew Su Mubai had just confessed to Chen Mo, and her words directly pierced Su Mubai's heart. Chu Runting, you're calling me undeveloped. Su Mubai immediately lost her composure. What woman didn't care about her figure? Chen Mo glanced at Su Mubai's well-formed chest and couldn't help but think, she has actually developed quite well, but still a bit behind Chu Runting. Of course, Chen Mo only dared to think these things privately and didn't dare say them out loud. Development is something you can't rush. Take your time. Who's rushing? Su Mubai was probably about to blow a gasket from frustration. Su Mubai, please stop clinging to Chen Mo. He's my boyfriend. No matter how much you chase him, it's useless. Taking advantage of Su Mubai's moment of confusion, Chu Runting threw out her trump card. Even Chen Mo thought Chu Runting's move was a bit too ruthless. What can you do if Chen Mo likes you now? 10 years from now, you'll be old and faded, while I'll be even more graceful and sexy. How can you be sure Chen Mo won't change his mind then? Su Mubai seemed ready to make a counterattack. Who knows what will happen 10 years from now? Don't talk about 10 years, 5 years from now, you might be old and ugly, while I could still be like this. As someone who has been through it, let me tell you, every woman gets old and ugly eventually. Do you think you'll still have the same body and face I do when you're my age? Chu Runting's calm words landed like a final blow to Su Mubai. You? Su Mubai didn't know how to respond. After all, Chu Runting, at her age, had top-tier skincare and body maintenance. If you didn't know her, you wouldn't believe she was already 33 years old. The battle was won. Chen Mo knew that in terms of arguments, Chu Runting was definitely a master, while Su Mubai still had a lot to learn. Meng Liang and all the surrounding students were completely dumbfounded. Who would have thought that these two stunning women were actually fighting over Chen Mo? My God, when did Chen Mo become so attractive? What happened? What did he do in his past life to deserve two beautiful women like this? Meng Liang looked at Chen Mo and sighed, feeling that fate was unfair. Chen Mo, on the other hand, was worried that these two women might actually fight, so he quickly turned to Chu Runting and said, Chu Jie, let us go. What did you just call me? Chu Runting's expression changed as she coldly asked. Baby, let us go. Chen Mo felt helpless, on the verge of tears. No. Chu Runting's eyes flashed with a trace of coldness. Darling, let us go. Chen Mo could only add the word darling helplessly. Hearing this, Chu Runting was finally satisfied. She waved her hand at Su Mubai and led Chen Mo to the car. With a press of the accelerator, the stylish Ferrari sped down the street. My God, Chen Mo, are you still my bro? You just left with her like that. You're leaving me here. Meng Liang yelled after the Ferrari disappeared, then looked at Su Mubai standing nearby and, grinning, said, Su, the beautiful lady, even though Chen Mo has a girlfriend now, I don't. I still haven't tea. You seem pretty upset right now, so, do you mind? Get lost. Before Meng Liang could finish, Su Mubai coldly interrupted him, turned, and got into a black Rolls-Royce. Chapter 4, I knew how good my aunt was when I was young. After getting in the car, Su Mubai's delicate face was covered with frost. In fact, she didn't like Chen Mo at all, and she confessed to Chen Mo just because it was a joke with her sister. She said that if she confessed her feelings to any boy in Nanyang University, he would agree without hesitation. Su Mubai happened to find Chen Mo, and was directly rejected by Chen Mo. This incident aroused Su Mubai's competitive spirit. She didn't believe that anyone could resist her charm, so she confessed to Chen Mo again and again, and was rejected again and again. Su Mubai, who had always been pampered, naturally had never experienced such a thing. The more Chen Mo rejected her, the more she wanted to conquer Chen Mo, and then dump him. But she never expected that Chen Mo was actually with her mortal enemy Chu Runting. Chen Mo's constant rejection of her had already made her very angry, and the fact that Chen Mo was with Chu Runting further irritated Su Mubai. You're old and yet people still call you baby, aren't you disgusted? Chu Runting, I must snatch Chen Mo from you with my own hands, and then get rid of him in front of everyone. It really pissed me off. Su Mubai vented his anger in the car. The exquisite manicure had already sunk deeply into the leather seat of the car, but she herself didn't even notice it. On the other side, Chen Mo was taken directly to a coffee shop by Chu Runting. Chen Mo ordered a cup of coffee and looked at Chu Runting in front of him. I have to say that it is really difficult for Chen Mo to see any signs of time on Chu Runting's face. If it weren't for her sexy figure and mature and charming temperament, people would believe it even if you said Chu Runting was 20 years old. Are you coming to me to officially tell me that you're breaking up? Chen Mo asked Chu Runting with a smile. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Chu Runting. I am the granddaughter of the chairman of the Chu Group. I am 33 years old this year. Chu Runting replied to Chen Mo softly. The daughter of the Chu Group, it seems that I am indeed marrying above my station. Then why don't you go to work at the Chu Group, but collect rent here? Chu Group is one of the largest groups in Nanyang City, so Chen Mo was somewhat confused. 5 years ago, my grandfather arranged a blind date for me, but I rejected him outright. He got so angry that he stopped giving me all my pocket money, and I ran away from home out of anger. I secretly bought that building before, so I became a carefree landlady. Chu Runting explained with a smile. You don't accept transfers and always accept cash because you're worried that your family will find out, right? Chen Mo continued to ask. You're quite smart. My family has been monitoring my bank card, so I naturally can't receive or transfer money. And I don't want to add so many messy people to my WeChat. Chu Runting nodded slowly. Chen Mo looked at Chu Runting without saying anything. Let's talk about business. 5 months ago, my father fell ill. My grandfather hopes that I can return to Chu Group to take over my father's position, but the prerequisite is that I must find a boyfriend, otherwise my father's position will be taken over by someone else in our Chu family. I thought it would be impossible for me to stay away from Chu Group forever. Instead of asking my family to introduce me to a blind date, I might as well find someone I like myself. Chu Runting looked at Chen Mo as she spoke. And then we two got to know each other, right? Chen Mo took a sip of coffee. Yes, I admit that I have a great crush on you, but I didn't expect you to be so young. I'm looking for a boyfriend to deal with my grandfather, but you're so young that I can't take you to meet my grandfather. Chu Runting also took a sip of coffee and said with a frown. It doesn't matter, you can definitely find another one now. Chen Mo understood that Chu Runting seemed to come to tell him to break up the relationship. Chu Runting smiled, then narrowed her eyes and asked Chen Mo, do you dislike your aunt's age? I don't mind. Chen Mo simply shook his head. If you don't mind, then why do you keep calling me Auntie? Chu Runting continued to ask. It's just a respectful title. Chen Mo scratched his head awkwardly, and couldn't help thinking in his heart that not to mention that Chu Runting was so beautiful, even if she was really old, no man would dislike her because she was so rich. Okay, since you don't mind my age, I don't mind your young age either, let's be together. Chu Runting suddenly said to Chen Mo. What? Chen Mo was stunned for a moment, and then said in a surprised tone, Auntie, don't make such jokes casually. Who's kidding you? I thought about it all night last night. I have developed feelings for you. The only thing that worries me is the age gap between us. But I am still confident that I will not lose to those young and beautiful girls around you. More importantly. Chu Runting paused for a moment, then continued, I really need someone to help me deal with my grandpa now. Then you don't mind me being poor? Chen Mo was stunned for a moment and asked. You don't mind my age, so I naturally don't mind your poverty. Besides, money doesn't seem to be very important to me, right? Chu Runting smiled charmingly and then blinked her beautiful big eyes. Chen Mo was still very excited when he looked at Chu Runting. After all, he really couldn't find any reason to refuse this rich, beautiful and sexy aunt in front of him. Speak up, do you agree or not? Chu Runting asked Chen Mo. Agree. Chen Mo agreed without any hesitation. The main reason is that Chu Runting is so beautiful, has a sexy figure, and most importantly, has money. No man can resist a woman like Chu Runting. Okay, let's go now, I'll take you to my house. Chu Runting shouted happily. What? Going to your house now? Chen Mo looked at Chu Runting and was stunned for a moment, because he never expected that Chu Runting would be so anxious and planned to take him to meet her parents today. Why? You don't dare to go? Chu Runting asked Chen Mo with some playfulness. It's not that I don't dare to go, I just feel that what happened was a little too sudden, and I'm not ready yet. Chen Mo scratched his head and said softly. It's already this late. What are you preparing for? Prepare. Chu Runting didn't waste any time and directly dragged Chen Mo out of the coffee shop. Chapter 5, Love Rival. Chen Mo never expected Chu Runting to be so anxious. I had just confirmed my relationship with her, but she wanted to drag me to meet her parents. Isn't this a bit too hasty? Do I need to prepare anything when I go to your house? Chen Mo thought that this was the first time he met Chu Runting's parents, so he had to prepare some gifts. You don't need to prepare anything, just follow me. Chu Runting replied indifferently. She didn't expect her parents to like Chen Mo, and bringing Chen Mo over was just a formality. The person she really needed to deal with was her grandfather, because only with her grandfather's consent could she return to the Chu family's company. Don't be nervous. I will help you deal with everything when you get to my house. I don't expect my parents to approve of you, so don't feel any psychological pressure. Chu Runting looked at Chen Mo without saying anything and continued to remind him. What if your parents fall in love with me? Chen Mo suddenly asked with a smile. This is absolutely impossible. Chu Runting shook her head without any hesitation. Chen Mo does not meet his parents' requirements in terms of age, family background, education, or job. Therefore, the possibility that his parents would approve of or like Chen Mo is zero. Unless a miracle happens. About half an hour later, Chu Runting parked the car in front of a 3-story villa, and then took Chen Mo directly into the villa. Ting Ting, you're back. A middle-aged woman who looked somewhat similar to Chu Runting and was very elegant shouted with a smile. Mom, I'm back. Chu Runting replied softly. The woman hurried over, but when her eyes fell on Chen Mo, her smile seemed a little stiff. Mom, let me introduce you, this is my boyfriend Chen Mo. Chu Runting took Chen Mo's arm and introduced the woman intimately, then said to Chen Mo, this is my mother Wang Xia. Hello, Aunt Wang. Chen Mo took the initiative to greet Wang Xia. Hello. Wang Xia glanced at Chen Mo indifferently, and then said to Chu Runting, look at you, kid, you brought your friends home without telling me in advance, and I haven't prepared anything here. Chen Mo listened carefully to Wang Xia calling him friend, and Chu Runting had previously introduced him as Chu Runting's boyfriend. Just this one sentence is enough to show Wang Xia's attitude towards him at this moment. Wang Xia was born into a wealthy family, and the education she received since childhood has made her very well educated, so she did not show any excessive emotions at this moment. If it were an ordinary person, he would have kicked Chen Mo out long ago. Chen Mo will be my family from now on. No need to prepare anything. I will take him to meet my dad. Chu Runting also expressed her attitude at the first moment and pulled Chen Mo into the villa. Auntie Wang. But at this moment, a voice suddenly sounded at the door of the villa. Chen Mo, Chu Runting and Wang Xia turned their heads and looked over at the same time. A handsome young man in a white suit walked into the villa with a smile on his face, holding a lot of gifts in his hands. When Chu Runting saw this young man, a hint of disgust clearly flashed in her eyes. Just now in the car, Chu Runting introduced the situation on her side. The young man who appeared at this time should be Chu Runting's pursuer Li Haoyu. Haoyu, are you back from abroad? Wang Xia's attitude towards Li Haoyu was completely opposite to that towards Chen Mo, and a happy smile appeared on her face. Auntie Wang, this is the cosmetics I brought you from abroad. Li Haoyu handed a box of cosmetics to Wang Xia with a smile. You kid, every time you come to my house you always bring something, you are so polite. While speaking, Wang Xia glanced at Chen Mo's empty hands. It's not something too expensive, as long as Aunt Wang likes it. As Li Haoyu spoke, he glanced at Chen Mo. When he saw Chu Runting holding Chen Mo's arm, he couldn't help but frown slightly. Haoyu, how was your trip abroad to inspect the project? But before Li Haoyu took the initiative to ask about Chen Mo's identity, a middle-aged man with extraordinary demeanor walked down from the study on the second floor. Chen Mo turned his head and glanced at the middle-aged man. This man should be Chu Runting's father Chu Hongshan. Uncle Chu, the overseas projects are progressing smoothly. Li Haoyu replied quickly. That's good. Chu Hongshan nodded slowly, then walked over. Uncle Chu, hello, I'm Tingting's boyfriend Chen Mo. Chen Mo took the initiative to introduce himself to Chu Hongshan. When Li Haoyu heard Chen Mo's words, he subconsciously clenched his fists, but still kept a smile on his face. Okay, all of you, take a seat. After taking a look at Chen Mo, Chu Hongshan appeared relatively calm. He waved at Chen Mo and Li Haoyu, then sat down on the sofa first. My friend, you don't look very old. Are you still in school? Li Haoyu took the initiative to ask Chen Mo. Well, I'm studying at Nanyang University now. Chen Mo nodded slightly. You're still studying. Li Haoyu smiled with great pride, and then continued, what are your plans after graduation? If you can't find a suitable place to work, you can consider coming to my company. Originally, my company has requirements for academic qualifications. We don't hire students from Nanyang University at all, but for Tingting's sake, I can make an exception and hire you. Li Haoyu, you don't need to worry about where my boyfriend will work after graduation. Our Chu family is big and powerful, so it's very easy to arrange a job for Chen Mo. Chu Runting hated Li Haoyu's arrogant attitude the most, so she responded directly in a cold voice. A hint of embarrassment flashed across Li Haoyu's eyes. Tingting, doesn't Haoyu have good intentions? After all, it is really hard for college students to find jobs nowadays. Wang Xie took the initiative to help Li Haoyu out of the predicament. I have my own plans after graduation, so I won't bother you, brother Li. Chen Mo looked up at Li Haoyu and said lightly. Li Haoyu saw that Chu Runting was in a bad mood, so he didn't dare to say anything more. Instead, he said to Chu Hongshan, Uncle Chu, I brought you some good things this time. What good stuff? Chu Hongshan asked with a smile. Please wait a moment. Li Haoyu stood up and left. Chu Hongshan seemed to have no interest in Chen Mo at all. Even after Li Haoyu left, he had no intention of talking to Chen Mo, and he didn't even ask about Chen Mo's basic situation. Well, I told you, it's impossible to make my parents like you, not to mention there's this annoying Li Haoyu, he will definitely find a way to humiliate you. Chu Runting leaned over and whispered in Chen Mo's ear. Don't worry, we just arrived at your house. Chen Mo replied very calmly. Uncle Chu, I know you don't have any other hobbies except collecting calligraphy and paintings. I bought an authentic painting by Wang Shiji abroad this time and gave it to you. Li Haoyu took out a beautifully packaged calligraphy and painting and returned it to Chu Hongshan. An authentic work of Wang Shiji. After hearing these words, Chu Hongshan's facial expression changed instantly. He quickly reached out to take the calligraphy handed over by Li Haoyu, then carefully placed it on the coffee table and slowly opened it. What a great handwriting! I didn't expect that Haoyu could get such a treasure. Chu Hongshan himself has a great interest in calligraphy. After seeing the original work of Wang Shiji, he naturally became even more excited. Uncle Chu, as long as you like it. Li Haoyu smiled, then turned to Chen Mo and said, Brother Chen, you are lucky today. With the help of Uncle Chu, you can see the original work of Wang Shiji. This alone is enough for you to brag about for a while. Chen Mo glanced at the calligraphy on the coffee table, then looked up at Li Haoyu and said expressionlessly, this calligraphy is really well written, with 1/3 of the skill of Wang Shiji. Har har har. Li Haoyu couldn't help laughing when he heard what Chen Mo said, and then said to Chen Mo, Dude, this is Wang Shiji's authentic work. You actually said that it is only 1/3 of Wang Shiji's skill. If you don't understand, don't pretend to know it, okay? This painting of yours is fake, but it is already very rare for someone to be able to copy it with even 1/3 of Wang Shiji's skill. Chen Mo replied calmly. What did you say? The smile on Li Haoyu's face froze instantly when he heard this. Chapter 6, Do you understand what artistic conception is? You actually said that my calligraphy was copied. Do you understand calligraphy? You are just talking nonsense here. Li Haoyu questioned Chen Mo in a very excited tone. He spent a lot of money to ask his friend to buy this calligraphy through his connections. Just to please Chu Hongshan. Li Haoyu knew that Chu Runting didn't like him at all, so it was useless for him to waste his energy on Chu Runting. It would be better for him to start with Chu Runting's parents first. As long as Chu Runting's parents can approve of me, the rest of the things will be much simpler. And at this time Chen Mo actually said that the calligraphy was fake, how could he not be excited? Chu Hongshan looked at Chen Mo in surprise, and then asked calmly, Do you also understand calligraphy and painting? When I was a child, my father also liked to collect some calligraphy and paintings. I learned a little bit from my father. Chen Mo replied to Chu Hongshan very calmly. I see. Then why do you say this calligraphy was copied? Chu Hongshan instantly became interested and turned around to look at Chen Mo. It's actually quite simple. Since the other party was able to imitate Wen Shiji's brushstrokes with 1/3 of their strength, the fake paper must be indistinguishable from the real thing. We can't judge the authenticity based on this point, so we can only judge it based on the font itself. There are 7 characters in this calligraphy, and the person who copied it used a slightly too soft brushstroke when writing this character, which lost the unique majestic style of Wen Shiji's calligraphy, as if a dragon leaped through the sky. The other characters do have some flavor when imitated. Chen Mo analyzed it logically. When Li Haoyu heard what Chen Mo said, he stood there in a daze, with an expression of disbelief on his face. Originally he thought that Chen Mo was just talking nonsense and pretending to know everything, but he didn't expect that Chen Mo could speak so clearly. Even Chu Hongshan nodded repeatedly after listening to it. Isn't it a bit too hasty to judge the authenticity of this calligraphy based on just one word? You are not an expert. Li Haoyu didn't realize that he had lost his composure at this moment. Brother Li, it's not a problem with just one word. It's that this calligraphy itself lacks some of Wang Shiji's unique artistic conception. You are not a person who likes calligraphy, so of course you can't see these things. Yes, it's the artistic conception. When I first saw it, I also felt that something was missing from this calligraphy. Chu Hongshan patted his thigh excitedly and spoke loudly. As a calligraphy collector, Chen Mo has already pointed out the most crucial issue in just a few words. Artistic conception is something that no one can imitate. In fact, he already had the answer in his mind as to whether the calligraphy was real or fake. Meaningful conception. Li Haoyu stared blankly at Chen Mo and Chu Hongshan. The expression on his face was as ugly as it could be. He didn't understand calligraphy at all. How could he know what artistic conception was? Haoyu, you should take this calligraphy back. Chu Hongshan slowly raised his head and said to Li Haoyu. Okay. Li Haoyu gritted his teeth and whispered back. Chu Hongshan's words had already shown that the calligraphy was indeed a forgery. If he continued to speak, it would only make himself more embarrassed. Your name is Chen Mo, right? Chu Hongshan asked Chen Mo. Right. Chen Mo nodded. I didn't expect that you, at such a young age, know so much about calligraphy. It's rare to see young people who like calligraphy and painting nowadays. Not bad. It is obvious that Chu Hongshan's attitude towards Chen Mo has changed greatly at this time. Chu Runting was also very happy sitting aside. She didn't expect that Chen Mo actually knew calligraphy. Well, it's normal for Haoyu to be cheated since he doesn't know calligraphy, but his kindness is still very precious. The meal is ready, let's eat first. Although Chu Hongshan's attitude towards Chen Mo has changed a little, Wang Xia still seems to hope that her daughter can be with Li Haoyu, so she took the initiative to speak for Li Haoyu. Brother Li, calligraphy has many tricks. I advise you not to waste your money on it. It's easy for people to think you're being taken advantage of. After Chen Mo stood up, he said to Li Haoyu. Li Haoyu looked at Chen Mo's face full of anger, but he couldn't get angry because Chu Hongshan, Wang Xia and others were present. Chu Runting happily took Chen Mo's arm and ran towards the restaurant. Your performance just now was pretty good. I'll give you a 10. Chu Runting whispered to Chen Mo. What good is 10 points? Chen Mo asked quickly. I can give you half a month's rent for free. Chu Runting thought about it and said with a smile. Chen Mo was speechless and didn't know what to say. During the meal, Chu Hongshan took the initiative to talk to Chen Mo about calligraphy. The two seemed to have a feeling that they had met too late and were chatting very lively. Chu Hongshan never thought that Chen Mo, who was only 20 years old, had such a unique understanding of calligraphy, some of which Chu Hongshan himself didn't even know. Li Haoyu was sitting on the chair with a look of embarrassment, because he could not understand what Chen Mo and Chu Hongshan were talking about, and he could not get a word in. He could only keep stuffing food into his mouth. At this moment, Li Haoyu felt like an outsider. He even regretted that he should not have been so anxious to take out the calligraphy. Not only did he not get Chu Hongshan's approval, but on the contrary, he created an opportunity for Chen Mo to show off. Wang Xia naturally saw all of this, so after everyone had almost finished eating, she took the initiative to say, Haoyu, it's been a while since I've heard you play the piano. How about taking this opportunity to play a song for you? Okay. After hearing what Wang Xia said, Li Haoyu was so excited that he almost knelt down in front of Wang Xia. He knew that Wang Xia was creating an opportunity for him to perform. Why does Wang Xia like Li Haoyu so much? Because Wang Xia herself loves piano very much, and Li Haoyu has achieved great accomplishments in piano and has even won many domestic awards. Later, Li Haoyu stopped playing the piano because he needed to inherit the family business. Otherwise, Li Haoyu might have been a piano artist now. Chu Runting pouted and whispered, I really don't know why my mother likes piano so much. I still prefer classical music. Chen Mo knew that Chu Runting's favorite instruments were the violin and cello in classical music, but she had no interest in the piano at all. Li Haoyu walked straight to the piano, took off his coat, simply moved his fingers and began to play. A few seconds later, the melodious piano music slowly sounded in the room. It's Liszt's memories of Norma. A few seconds later, Chen Mo spoke. Wang Xia, Chu Hongshan and Chu Runting were all stunned when they heard what Chen Mo said. Xiao Chen, you actually know piano music. Chu Hongshan was a little surprised. Since Chen Mo knows both calligraphy and piano, it means that his family background must be very unusual. I studied this piece with my mother for a while when I was young. This piece is not too difficult. It's pretty good that Brother Li can play it like this. Chen Mo replied with a smile. Is the difficulty acceptable? Wang Xia couldn't help but frown, then whispered, the difficulty of this piece of music is well known all over the world. How many people in the country can play it completely? When you say it, it's actually quite difficult. I'm a little curious whether you really know how to play the piano. Chapter 7. When the song ended, everyone in the room was surprised. Because of calligraphy, Chen Mo's favorability in Chu Hongshan's heart increased a lot. But for Chu Runting's mother Wang Xia, Chen Mo is still not worthy of her daughter. Calligraphy is just a hobby and it can't be used to make a living. On the contrary, Li Haoyu is more compatible with Chu Runting in terms of academic qualifications, family background, ability and age. The song that Li Haoyu was playing at this time was very difficult, and even some professional pianists could not play it so perfectly. And Chen Mo actually said that the difficulty of this song was acceptable. In the eyes of piano lovers like Wang Xia, Chen Mo is just showing off. Naturally, her tone of voice became less polite. After hearing what Wang Xia said, Chen Mo did not refute anything. After a few minutes, the piano sound slowly stopped. Li Haoyu sat in front of the piano and let out a long breath. In order to get back at Chu Runting's parents, he deliberately chose this very difficult piece of music. Wang Xia and Chu Hongshan began to applaud. Even Chu Runting, who didn't like the piano very much, couldn't help but secretly sigh in her heart that Li Haoyu's song was indeed very nice. Haoyu, I didn't expect that after not hearing you play the piano for such a long time, your level has actually improved. If you can continue to develop in the piano world, you will definitely become one of the best pianists in the country within 5 years. Wang Xia praised Li Haoyu happily. I feel a little embarrassed by Aunt Wang's praise. Although I am busy with work on weekdays, I will still practice the piano whenever I have time. Li Haoyu replied with a smile. Playing the piano more often is good for cultivating one's temperament and broadening one's horizons. It's a good thing. Chu Hongshan nodded and said. Li Haoyu was so happy when he heard what the two said that he said to Chen Mo, Brother Chen, you probably haven't played the piano before, right? If you are interested in it, you can learn from me. Yes, Chen Mo, didn't you just say that you also studied piano with your mother for a few years? Why don't you take this opportunity to play a song as well? Wang Xia took over the conversation and spoke to Chen Mo. Forget about Chen Mo, he hasn't received any professional training. Chu Runting quickly spoke up to help Chen Mo refuse. Because she felt that letting Chen Mo go up to play the piano at this time would be tantamount to embarrassing him. Originally, Chu Runting was already very satisfied with Chen Mo's performance today. It was enough to make Chu Hongshan less disgusted with him. There was no need to destroy the good impression left before. It's okay, I'm just playing it casually. I just want to see how good Chen Mo's piano skills are. Wang Xia was relentless and seemed to want to take this opportunity to expose the fact that Chen Mo didn't know how to play the piano. A hint of helplessness flashed across Chu Runting's beautiful eyes. After hesitating for a moment, Chen Mo slowly stood up and said, Okay, since Aunt Wang wants me to go up and try, then I'll show off my ugliness. Wang Xia and Li Haoyu were very happy when they saw Chen Mo agreed. Chu Runting held her cheek with her hand and looked at Chen Mo. She couldn't help but wonder in her heart, could Chen Mo really play the piano? Chen Mo slowly walked to the piano, sat down, and placed his fingers on the keys. At this moment, countless childhood scenes flashed through Chen Mo's mind. Once upon a time, Chen Mo was also a little boy who cried and shouted that he didn't want to practice the piano. But now, the woman who urged him to practice the piano every day is gone. The melodious piano music is like the most beautiful melody in the world, floating in the air. The looks in Li Haoyu and Wang Xia's eyes changed from disdain at first to confusion later. Why haven't I heard the song played by Chen Mo? Li Haoyu discovered that Chen Mo could really play the piano, but he had never heard of this piece of music before. I seem to have heard this song somewhere before, but I can't remember where it is at the moment. Wang Xia said with a frown. Can you two stop talking and listen to Chen Mo playing the piano? Chu Runting, a woman who doesn't like the piano, seemed to be attracted by Chen Mo's piano playing at this moment. The room suddenly became quiet. All you can hear is the melodious sound of the piano. Moreover, Chen Mo's piano playing seems to have some kind of magic that can stir the emotions of the listeners. There was a sudden flash of shock in Wang Xia's eyes, and then she looked in Chen Mo's direction with an incredible expression. She seemed to remember where she had heard this song. After a few minutes, Chen Mo's piano playing finally stopped. Chu Runting sat there quietly, as if she couldn't get over the sound of Chen Mo's piano just now. She couldn't tell how difficult this piano piece was to play. She just felt that Chen Mo's piece was more moving and better sounding than Li Haoyu's. Li Haoyu looked at Chen Mo in surprise. He never thought that Chen Mo could play such a moving piece of music. The person who reacted most intensely was undoubtedly Wang Xia. She quickly walked in front of Chen Mo and asked him excitedly, Chen Mo, where did you learn this song? This is what my mother taught me. The name of this piece of music is Nyan. Chen Mo looked at Wang Xia and answered. Nonsense, it's complete nonsense. Wang Xia shouted directly. Mom, what's wrong with you? Chu Runting frowned and asked Wang Xia. Even Chu Hongshan was puzzled, because in his eyes Wang Xia was a person who could control her emotions very well, and he rarely saw Wang Xia so excited. It's true that this piece is called Nyan. It is the most stunning piano piece I have ever heard. However, the person who composed this piece is Yang Chunyan, the most amazing pianist in our Chinese piano world. Moreover, she only played this piece once, at her final performance before she retired from the piano world. Wang Xia has always regarded Yang Chunyan as her idol over the years, and sometimes she even listens to Yang Chunyan's songs. At this time, Chen Mo actually played Yang Chunyan's last masterpiece in the piano world. How could Wang Xia not be excited? It's actually Yang Chunyan's song, no wonder it's so shocking. Li Haoyu had naturally also heard of Yang Chunyan's deeds. He is hailed as the most talented pianist in the past century, and any piece of music he composes has a very high status in the piano world. It's a pity that for some unknown reason he later chose to quit the piano world and disappeared completely. If Yang Chunyan had not chosen to quit the piano industry, her current achievements would be unimaginable. Chen Mo slowly raised his head and looked at Wang Xia, then said softly, It has been many years since I heard anyone call my mother's name. What did you say? Wang Xia took 2 steps back and looked at Chen Mo in shock. Auntie, this piece of music was indeed taught to me by my mother, and my mother is Yang Chunyan. Chen Mo looked at Wang Xia and explained. Wang Xia was dumbfounded. She didn't know how to describe her feelings at this moment. Chen Mo, since you said your mother is Yang Chunyan, then tell me who your father is. Chu Hongshan seemed to think that Chen Mo was lying and asked Chen Mo directly. My father's name is Chen Nantian. Chen Mo answered without any hesitation. Chu Hongshan looked at Chen Mo, who was also standing there in a daze. The shock in his heart was no less than that of Wang Xia, who was standing beside him. Chapter 8, Like Father, Like Son. After learning the identity of Chen Mo's parents, Chu Hongshan and Wang Xia looked at each other with complicated expressions. Chu Runting looked at Chen Mo with an incredible look. She secretly thought to herself that since she just found her boyfriend online, could he have some amazing background? If this is true, Chu Runting will be much more relaxed when facing her grandfather next time. After all, Chen Mo is good enough in all aspects, but his family background is his biggest shortcoming. Li Haoyu began to feel a little nervous, even a little fidgety. He originally thought that Chen Mo was just a poor boy. He could completely suppress Chen Mo with his family background, knowledge, and connections. But whether it was calligraphy or piano, he was not as good as Chen Mo at all. Now even his family background, which he was most proud of, was inferior to Chen Mo's. I didn't expect you to be Yang Chunyan's son. It seems that you have inherited your mother's piano talent completely. Wang Xia, who had always been indifferent to Chen Mo, suddenly changed her tone of voice. Auntie knows my mother. Chen Mo looked up and asked. I can't say that we know each other. I just regard your mother as my idol. It's a pity that your mother later retired from the piano world and left very few works. Wang Xia's tone was full of regret. My mother retired from piano in order to marry my father. Chen Mo explained with a smile. Your father is just as good. Chu Hongshan spoke. Chen Mo slowly turned around and looked at Chu Hongshan. Although I don't really know your father, I have heard some things about him. He is a true business genius. In 10 years, he turned the Chen Group from a small factory on the verge of bankruptcy into the largest business group in Shipping City, with a market value of over 10 billion. His deeds should even be written into economics textbooks. Chu Hongshan paused for a moment, then continued, it's a pity that God is jealous of talents. Your father died too early. If he had been given another 10 years, the situation in Jiangnan province might have changed. Chu Runting looked at Chu Hongshan with shock. She never imagined that Chen Mo's father would be such a legend. It is a very rare thing to be evaluated like this by Chu Hongshan. Because Chu Hongshan is also hailed as a business genius by countless people. Li Haoyu blinked awkwardly. He didn't know what he should say or do. He even felt that he was more redundant now than when he was eating just now. Chen Mo, since you are Chen Nanshan's son, you should be in the Chen family in Shipping City now? Why did you come to Nanyang City to attend university? Wang Xia asked with some confusion. Auntie, I was kicked out by the Chen family. Chen Mo told the truth. Wang Xia's expression changed slightly and she stopped talking. Your Chen family's fortune was built by your father. In the end, your father died, and they actually kicked you out of the Chen family. It's really interesting. Chu Hongshan snorted coldly. Chu Runting glared at Chen Mo speechlessly. She didn't understand why Chen Mo brought up this matter for no reason. If Chen Mo didn't say it himself, who would know that he was kicked out of the Chen family? Wouldn't all the previous efforts be in vain? Some people can only see the immediate benefits. Chen Mo remained relatively calm about this topic. Chen Mo, I originally didn't agree with you dating my daughter, but after getting to know you, I realized a truth: a good father will have a good son. Chu Hongshan suddenly spoke. Dad, do you agree that Chen Mo and I should be together? Chu Runting asked in a very excited tone. Uncle Chu, aren't you being a little hasty? Li Haoyu was also making his final struggle. Li Haoyu, what does my family's affairs have to do with you? What are you talking about here? Chu Runting turned around and shouted at Li Haoyu. Li Haoyu looked at Chu Runting's face full of grievance. I have been pursuing Chu Runting for several years. Now that Chu Runting is going to have a relationship, how come it has nothing to do with me? Chu Hongshan slowly waved his hand to signal the two not to talk, then looked at Chen Mo and said, Chen Mo, I can agree to your dating my daughter, but I have conditions. Uncle Chu, please speak. Chen Mo knew that Chu Hongshan would definitely have requests, and he was mentally prepared. The first requirement is that Tingting's grandfather will come back from abroad in a month. At that time, his grandfather will definitely meet you. You not only need my approval, but also the approval of Tingting's grandfather, because this is related to whether Tingting can return to work in our Chu group in the future. Chu Hongshan looked at Chen Mo very seriously and said, Uncle Chu, Tingting has already told me about this. I will definitely try my best to get your father to approve of me. Chen Mo quickly replied. The second requirement is that if you get the approval of Tingting's grandfather, then you can officially date, but if you want to marry Tingting, then you need to take the Chen group back from the Chen family. Chu Hongshan said expressionlessly. Chu Runting was stunned for a moment, and said excitedly, Dad, aren't you deliberately making things difficult for Chen Mo? He has been kicked out of the Chen family and is now just a student. It is impossible for him to take back the Chen group. Li Haoyu was inexplicably excited. He felt that he was not completely hopeless. Tingting, why would I agree for you two to continue to be together? Chu Hongshan asked directly. Chu Runting didn't say anything. It's not because this guy knows a little calligraphy and piano that I am foolish enough to marry my daughter to him. I want to see if this person has the ability to take care of you for the rest of your life. His father was able to create the Chen group within 10 years, so why can't he take back the Chen group within 10 years? Chu Hongshan said to Chu Runting in a loud voice. In 10 years, I will be in my 40s. Chu Runting replied speechlessly. Even if my daughter is 50, there will be plenty of men who want her. Wang Xia said lightly. Yeah, I don't mind being 50. Li Haiyu nodded quickly. This might be the only thing he could say. Chu Runting looked at Li Haiyu with disgust and said coldly, I will never marry you even if I am 80 years old. Chen Mo, these two requests of mine may seem a bit harsh to you, but our Chu family is a big family. If you marry my daughter without any money, you will never be able to hold your head up in our Chu family. Everyone will think that you are just a phoenix man. Chu Hongshan said earnestly. I understand what you said, uncle. I agree to both of your requests. Chen Mo spoke directly to Chu Hongshan without any hesitation. It's easier said than done. Although I've put forward conditions for you, it doesn't mean that I'm simply making things difficult for you. If necessary, I will give you some help so that you can get started as soon as possible. Chu Hongshan looked at Chen Mo and said slowly. Chen Mo smiled faintly and refused directly, Uncle Chu, I don't need your help. I want to take back the Chen group with my own ability. Chu Hongshan looked at Chen Mo in shock. Wang Xia, Chu Runting and others were also stunned. They had never thought that Chen Mo would be so strong-willed. Chu Hongshan offered to help Chen Mo, but Chen Mo refused. Chen Mo, what nonsense are you talking about? You can't even pay the rent now, how can you take back the Chen group? Are you going to rely on your mouth? You can wait, but can I? Chu Runting shouted at Chen Mo excitedly. If Chu Hongshan could really help Chen Mo, it could at least save Chen Mo a lot of time. I want to take back the Chen group by myself. Chen Mo turned his head to look at Chu Runting and answered in a firm tone. You? Chu Runting looked at Chen Mo and really didn't know what to say. After a few seconds of silence, Chu Hongshan said meaningfully, a tiger father will have a dog son. Chapter 9, Forced Kiss. Chu Runting's home. Chen Mo readily agreed to the two requests made by Chu Hongshan, and contrary to everyone's expectations, he rejected Chu Hongshan's offer to help him. Okay, since you are so confident, Chen Mo, I won't interfere. As long as you can meet the two requirements I put forward, you two can get married. Chu Hongshan looked at Chen Mo and said with a smile. Okay, thank you uncle and aunt for your understanding, I will definitely work hard. Chen Mo nodded gently, then looked at the time and stood up and said, it's getting late today, so I won't disturb you two to rest. Ting Ting, go see Chen Mo off. Chu Hongshan's words seemed to have shown his attitude. And Chen Mo's visit to the Chu family this time can be regarded as exceeding the task assigned by Chu Runting. I drove Chen Mo here, and I'll drive him back. Chu Runting quickly reached out and picked up the car keys on the table, then dragged Chen Mo out of the villa. Ting Ting, remember to come back early. We have to visit your grandparents tomorrow morning. Wang Xia was reminding Chu Runting not to spend the night outside. I know. Chu Runting understood what Wang Xia meant and shouted without turning her head. After Chu Runting and Chen Mo left, Chu Hongshan sighed softly and found that Li Haiyu was still sitting on the sofa. He said directly, Haiyu, if you have nothing else, go back first. Uncle Chu, if Ting Ting is really with Chen Mo, what should I do? Li Haiyu was so anxious that he was about to cry. You should find a girl who is more suitable for you. You and Ting Ting are not suitable for each other. Chu Hongshan didn't expect that Li Haiyu could ask such a stupid question. For a moment, he didn't know how to answer. But I just like Ting Ting. How about you give me some conditions, uncle, and see if I can do it? Li Haiyu continued to shout. Chu Hongshan looked at Li Haiyu with extreme helplessness. Haiyu, some things can't be forced, and some people may just not be meant to be together. Wang Xia couldn't help but offer some advice. Li Haiyu stood there, gritted his teeth, and then walked directly out of the villa. At this moment, he felt like the sky was falling. Chen Mo is an interesting guy. He's much smarter than I thought. Chu Hongshan sighed only after he saw Li Haiyu leave. Your calculations are a little too loud. If Chen Mo can't even see through this, then he is really not worthy of my daughter. Wang Xia said lightly while tidying up the tea set on the coffee table. Why did Chu Hongshan agree to Chen Mo and Chu Runting's relationship so quickly? Is it really just calligraphy and piano that made him look at me with new eyes? Or was it Chen Mo's identity as a down-and-out young master who was kicked out of the Chen family that touched Chu Hongshan? Actually, neither is true. Chu Hongshan wanted Chen Mo to be with Chu Runting, so that the Chu family would have a legitimate excuse to use the Chu family's resources to swallow up the Chen group. Without Chen Nantian, the Chen group would be a piece of fat meat given by God for free. There is no telling how many people in the entire Jiangnan province are watching, but all they lack is a reason to take action. But unfortunately, Chen Mo also saw through Chu Hongxin's thoughts, so he rejected Chu Hongxin's help without any hesitation. Only if he takes back the Chen group with his own strength can he truly be the master of the house. On the other side, Chu Runting and Chen Mo got into the Ferrari and drove towards Chen Mo's rental house. How about my performance today? Isn't it good? Chen Mo asked Chu Runting proudly while driving. This is completely beyond my expectations. I thought that my parents not kicking you out was the best outcome, but I didn't expect that you are not only good at chatting online, but you actually have some skills in real life. Chu Runting was in a very happy mood. Chen Mo was not in the mood to drive at this time. All his attention was focused on Chu Runting's white and smooth legs. He wondered what it would feel like if he could touch them. Well, I have successfully completed my mission today. Aren't you going to give me some kind of reward? After hesitating for a moment, Chen Mo asked Chu Runting. I'll waive 1 month's rent for you. Chu Runting casually changed into a more comfortable posture and said to Chen Mo. Sister, I worked so hard to get your parents to agree, and you're just waiving 1 month's rent for me. How can this be? If you're like this, I think our relationship may have to end here. Chen Mo shouted at Chu Runting in a very excited tone. Chu Runting, on the other hand, acted like a pitiful person and said delicately, Are you willing to break up with me? Then I'll have to see how you perform. Chen Mo said calmly. Then how should I behave? Chu Runting asked with a smile. Well, we two can be considered a couple, right? Shouldn't we do things that couples should do? Chen Mo asked quickly. So it's you who wanted this kind of reward. Why didn't you say so earlier? When we get to your house later, I'll reward you nicely. Chu Runting's delicate and tempting lips moved slightly, and a very seductive sound came out. Is this true or false? Chen Mo asked Chu Runting with some surprise. Of course it's true, how could I lie to you? Chu Runting replied with a smile. Chen Mo instantly seemed to be energized and stepped on the accelerator. Chu Runting looked at Chen Mo and smiled faintly. 10 minutes later, Chen Mo drove the car to the gate of the community. No one could understand how Chen Mo spent these 10 minutes. After the car was parked, Chen Mo directly pulled Chu Runting and said, Time is tight and the task is heavy, hurry upstairs. Didn't you hear what my mother said before? She told me to go home early, so I didn't go upstairs. Chu Runting spoke. Then what about the reward you told me about? Are you planning to go back on your word? Chen Mo shouted angrily. Isn't it okay to reward you here? Chu Runting said softly. Isn't it a bit inappropriate here? This is the entrance to the community. It would be bad if someone saw us. I know there is a small forest behind the community, otherwise. Before Chen Mo could finish his words, a fragrance came down. Immediately afterwards, a soft and delicate body hugged Chen Mo tightly. Only then did Chen Mo realize that the reward Chu Runting mentioned was just a hug. Well, your reward is over. Chu Runting hugged Chen Mo gently and then let go. How could Chen Mo give Chu Runting a chance to let go? He stretched out his hands and hugged Chu Runting's slender and soft waist, then lowered his head and kissed Chu Runting's rosy and attractive lips. Chu Runting was stunned for a moment. She didn't expect that Chen Mo would dare to kiss her forcibly, and she immediately began to struggle frantically. But unfortunately, Chen Mo seized the opportunity and kissed her. At this moment, Chu Runting was stunned where she was. An unprecedented feeling swept over her heart, and her whole body felt like it was electrocuted. She didn't expect that her first kiss would be taken away by Chen Mo so easily. The next second, Chu Runting reacted and stepped hard on Chen Mo's instep with her 10-centimeter high heels. R. Chen Mo's screams echoed throughout the community. Chapter 10, Why does the school bell have to stick with me? After hearing Chen Mo's scream, Chu Runting revealed a charming smile and pushed Chen Mo away from her. What are you doing? Isn't it just a kiss? Is it necessary to be so cruel? Chen Mo glared at Chu Runting and shouted. You just stole my first kiss. I'm giving you face by not castrating you right away. I'm leaving now. Chu Runting waved her hand, then opened the car door and got in. Chen Mo stood there in a daze looking at Chu Runting's back. He never expected that Chu Runting, at such an old age, still had her first kiss. No wonder she was so nervous when Chen Mo kissed her just now. By the way, Chen Mo, I have to go to my grandfather's house tomorrow and may not be back for a few days. You should be honest by yourself and don't let me find out that you are hooking up with other women, especially that Su Mubai. Does he know? Chu Runting rolled down the window and shouted at Chen Mo. Okay, I got it. Chen Mo waved his hands helplessly. One more thing. Chu Runting suddenly shouted. Anything else? Chen Mo turned his head and asked. Delete Su Mubai's contact information in front of me. Chu Runting said directly. Isn't this bad? Chen Mo smiled awkwardly. Delete. Chu Runting repeated in a cold voice. Chen Mo had no choice but to take out his cell phone and delete Su Mubai's contact information. Only then did Chu Runting drive away contentedly. After returning to the rental house, Chen Mo took a simple shower and then lay down on the bed to rest. He felt that everything he experienced today was just like a dream. Who would have thought that he has now become the boyfriend of his landlady? However, Chen Mo was also thinking in his mind how he could take back the Chen group next. Ding dong ding dong. Just at this moment, the doorbell rang. Chen Mo stood up, walked to the door and opened it. What came into view was a very beautiful face. The woman was wearing a white cartoon t-shirt, her chest was soft and tall, and her lower body was a pair of denim shorts. Her slender white legs were directly exposed to the air, and she was wearing a pair of pink slippers on her feet. Sister Meow Meow, what do you want to talk to me about? Chen Mo asked with a smile. The beautiful and sexy girl standing at the door of Chen Mo's room was called Wang Meow Meow. Wang Meow Meow is a few years older than Chen Mo and now works as a salesperson in a large company. Chen Mo, where have you been today? I came to look for you several times but you were not at home. Wang Meow Meow asked Chen Mo in a somewhat coquettish manner. I'm going out to do something today. Chen Mo explained, and then continued, Sister Meow Meow, come in and tell me. No, I made some pork rib soup for you today. I have to meet a client tomorrow, so I need to go to bed early. As Wang Meow Meow spoke, she handed the pork rib soup in her hand to Chen Mo, then turned around and went back to her room. Chen Mo was actually quite touched by the pork rib soup that Wang Meow Meow gave him. This was not the first time Wang Meow Meow had brought him food. Wang Meow Meow takes good care of him on weekdays. If Chen Mo hadn't already had Chu Runting, he might have been able to create some sparks with this big sister next door who liked to wear shorts and show off her long white legs. After simply drinking some pork rib soup and chatting with Chu Runting, Chen Mo lay down on the bed and fell asleep. 9 o'clock the next morning. Chen Mo came to Nanyang University to attend classes. His academic performance has always been excellent, and he basically receives scholarships and grants every semester. These two sums of money are very important to Chen Mo, as they allow him to save some time to study the stock market instead of working part-time outside. The day's classes ended quickly. After Chen Mo simply packed up his things, he planned to go back home to study stocks. In fact, Chen Mo has been analyzing the stock market since a long time ago, but he never had the opportunity to take action. Because he doesn't have a securities account at all. Last night he specially borrowed Chu Runting's securities account. He felt that using stocks to earn his first pot of gold was the simplest and easiest way. However, just when Chen Mo walked to the classroom door, a pretty girl wearing a white long skirt took the initiative to stop Chen Mo. This girl's name is Xu Jiao, and she is the class monitor of Chen Mo's class. What's up, squad leader? Chen Mo asked the girl with a smile. Chen Mo, today is my birthday. My boyfriend has booked a private room at the YR bar. If you have nothing to do tonight, why don't you go and have some fun together? Xu Jiao spoke softly to Chen Mo. When Chen Mo heard this, he was stunned for a moment, because Chen Mo and Xu Jiao's relationship was not good on weekdays, they were just classmates. Chen Mo couldn't understand why Xu Jiao invited him to her birthday party. What? You guys can't even give me this little bit of face as a classmate? Xu Jiao asked softly. Although Chen Mo and Xu Jiao didn't have much interaction, Xu Jiao had a good personality and was always smiling at everyone, so Chen Mo didn't want to spoil her fun. It's not that I don't want to give you face, it's mainly because you said it a little too suddenly, and I haven't had time to prepare a gift for you yet. Chen Mo replied with a smile. Just go there, no gifts are needed. Xu Jiao smiled happily, and then continued, 7 o'clock, don't be late. Okay, I got it. Chen Mo nodded, then walked out of the classroom. Because Chen Mo needed to attend Xu Jiao's birthday party in the evening, he did not go home but went directly to the library. There are free computers in the library, and Chen Mo directly used Chu Runting's account to buy 2 stocks that he had been optimistic about a long time ago. 500,000 each. The money used was from Chu Runting's securities account. Although Chen Mo didn't want to admit that he was a gigolo, he had to do it because he had no startup capital. After finishing all this, Chen Mo left the school and took a taxi to YR Bar. YR Bar can definitely be regarded as the top nightclub in Nanyang City, and it is a full membership system, and you must have a membership card to enter. Chen Mo also heard that the owner of this bar is very influential in Nanyang City, and even some rich second generations don't dare to cause trouble in this place. After getting off the car, Xu Jiao was chatting with a handsome boy standing at the door of the bar. They were probably waiting for people who were going to attend Xu Jiao's birthday party. Chen Mo, this way. When Xu Jiao saw Chen Mo, she quickly waved at him. The boy next to Xu Jiao looked at Chen Mo very coldly. Xu Jiao took the initiative to introduce Chen Mo to her boyfriend Xu Yan, and then took Chen Mo into the bar. Although it was only 7 o'clock in the afternoon, there were already quite a few customers in the bar. Those who can afford to spend money in this place are basically the second generation of rich people, so the female companions they bring are naturally more beautiful than each other. Chen Mo also found it pleasing to the eye. A moment later, Xu Jiao took Chen Mo into a private box. There were about a dozen people in the box, half men and half women. After a quick glance, Chen Mo found that he only knew one of these people. And this person is Su Mubai, who was sitting quietly on the sofa looking at his mobile phone. The moment Chen Mo saw Su Mubai, he couldn't help but take a breath. He finally understood why Xu Jiao invited him to her birthday party. Su Mubai slowly raised his head and glanced at Chen Mo, his eyes calm and indifferent. Chen Mo was a little confused. A beauty like Su Mubai could find any boyfriend, so why did she have to stick with him? Chapter 11, I can satisfy any of your requirements. After Chen Mo entered the bar box, he immediately saw Su Mubai in the crowd. Because this woman is so dazzling. Su Mubai was wearing a black short skirt with an exquisite leather belt around her waist, which outlined her slender and soft waist. Her breasts were towering, and her long and white legs were not wearing stockings, emitting an alluring luster. She was wearing a pair of black high-heeled sandals. Chen Mo also discovered that Su Mubai's makeup today seemed to be heavier than at school, adding a bit of sexiness and charm to her. The atmosphere in the box was still very lively at this time. Some people were singing and some were playing games. When Chen Mo came in, he did not attract much attention. Because I don't know anyone. Chen Mo hesitated for a moment and chose to sit at the edge of the sofa in the box. After Su Mubai saw Chen Mo sitting down, he walked directly to Chen Mo with his long, white legs. The girl who was originally sitting closest to Chen Mo stood up and gave up her seat after seeing Su Mubai coming over. Su Mubai sat next to Chen Mo with elegant manners. I didn't expect it to be such a coincidence that you also came to Xu Jiao's birthday party. Chen Mo took the initiative to speak to Su Mubai. Xu Jiao is my best friend, and you were not among those she invited. I asked her to call you over. This girl, Su Mubai, is so cold and aloof that it's hard to describe. It was obviously Su Mubai who was pursuing Chen Mo, but Chen Mo felt like he was Su Mubai's bootlicker. Then why did you ask Xu Jiao to call me over? Chen Mo asked after being stunned for a moment. Why did you delete my WeChat? Su Mubai's tone seemed a little angry. Forehead. Chen Mo's eyes flashed with embarrassment, and then he smiled and said, Did I delete your WeChat? I don't remember it. Did my cat accidentally touch it and delete you? Did Chu Runting ask you to delete it? Su Mubai really wasn't in the mood to watch Chen Mo acting here, so he directly exposed it. Since you already know everything, why are you asking me? Chen Mo smiled awkwardly. Add me back. Su Mubai took out his cell phone and placed it on the coffee table. Chen Mo had no choice but to add Su Mubai back as a friend again. After adding her as a friend, he thought Su Mubai would leave, but he never expected Su Mubai to continue, break up with Chu Runting and be with me. What? Chen Mo was stunned for a moment, then quickly shook his head and said, Can you please stop joking with me? My girlfriend and I have a very good relationship, and I won't break up with her just because of what you said. Chen Mo really didn't like Su Mubai, because he felt that this woman's personality was a little too cold. If he really married her, she might not even let him touch her, and he couldn't stand that. Also, Chen Mo also has feelings for Chu Runting, and he would not easily choose to break up with Chu Runting. Just listen to what I have to say first. Su Mubai turned his head and glanced at Chen Mo indifferently. Speak. If you can be with me, I can meet any of your conditions. Chen Mo subconsciously looked at Su Mubai's attractive legs, thinking in his heart, could it be that Su Mubai was planning to use his beauty to seduce him? If Su Mubai really intended to force himself on him, Chen Mo himself was not sure whether he could stand the test. You should know that my mother is a member of our school's board of directors. I can help you get all the scholarships in the school easily, and even help you get into graduate school. After graduation, I can give you a large sum of money to help you start a company, as long as you break up with Chu Runting now and be with me. It has to be said that these words said by Su Mubai are very tempting in the heart of any male college student. Such a cold and beautiful woman not only doesn't want anything from you, but on the contrary, she takes the initiative to give you so much. Which man can refuse? The conditions you mentioned are indeed very tempting, but in my heart they are far less important than Chu Runting, so I still won't break up with her. Chen Mo felt somewhat disappointed when he found out that Su Mubai was not using the beauty trap. There will be no future between you and Chu Runting. Don't dream that you can become the son-in-law of the Chu family by marrying Chu Runting. She is not even qualified to work in the Chu family's company. What can she bring to you? Su Mubai spoke to Chen Mo bluntly. I have never thought about these issues. I just want to be with Chu Runting. Her family background has nothing to do with me, and I don't expect to get anything from the Chu family. Chen Mo's tone suddenly became serious. Su Mubai slowly turned her head and looked at Chen Mo. She really couldn't understand why she was inferior to Chu Runting, and why Chen Mo was so devoted to Chu Runting. In terms of height, appearance, temperament, age, and family background, she felt that if she didn't far surpass Chu Runting in every aspect, she could definitely be on par with Chu Runting. I have been so proactive towards Chen Mo, but Chen Mo doesn't seem to be wavering at all. Just when the negotiations between Chen Mo and Su Mubai were at a stalemate, Xu Jiao and her boyfriend Xu Yang walked into the box with a handsome young man. The young man was wearing white casual clothes and looked very handsome. When he appeared in the box, the music stopped instantly and everyone rushed towards the young man's seat. My lord, why are you here? Yes, I didn't expect that you, Prince Wang, would also come to Jie's birthday party. The young man was surrounded by people like the moon surrounded by stars. Su Mubai sat quietly on the sofa without moving, as if he had no intention of greeting the young man at all. After exchanging brief greetings with everyone, Prince Wang signaled everyone to do what they were supposed to do. And everyone understood that young Master Wang was not here to attend Xu Jiao's birthday party. He must have come for Su Mubai, so they all dispersed tactfully. Prince Wang's real name is Wang Yubin, and he is from the Wang family in Nanyang City. The strength of the Wang family is not much different from that of the Chu family and the Su family where Su Mubai is. Wang Yubin has been pursuing Su Mubai madly over the years, and most people believe that these two people will get together sooner or later, because they are definitely a match made in heaven. Wang Yubin walked to Su Mubai with a smile, and then said, Mubai, long time no see. Well, it's been a while since we last met. Su Mubai is as aloof as ever. Wang Yubin then focused his attention on Chen Mo, and asked with a smile, Mubai, this little brother looks a little unfamiliar, is he your friend? When Wang Yubin came in, he saw Su Mubai talking to Chen Mo, so he asked this. Not really a friend. Su Mubai said coldly. Master Wang, this is my classmate Chen Mo. Xu Jiao hurriedly introduced Chen Mo's identity. Chen Mo. After hearing this name, Wang Yubin's eyes changed strangely and the corners of his mouth slightly raised. Chapter 12, Encounter with Wang Miao. Wang Yubin was very familiar with the name Chen Mo. Because recently Wang Yubin has been hearing others telling him that Su Mu is pursuing a man named Chen Mo, and even confessed his love to Chen Mo in front of many people. But in the end, they were all rejected by Chen Mo. So he has always been curious about who this Chen Mo is and how he could have such great charm. After meeting Chen Mo today, he found that there didn't seem to be anything special about this person. Hello friend, I am Wang Yubin, a friend of Jie Mubai. Although Wang Yubin still felt very disgusted with Chen Mo in his heart, he did not show it. On the contrary, his tone of voice was very kind. Hello. Chen Mo looked at Wang Yubin and nodded slightly. Wang Yubin chose to sit next to Chen Mo. Chen Mo turned his head to look at Wang Yubin beside him and then at Su Mubai. He instantly understood what was going on. However, Chen Mo didn't care much about it, because he didn't want to be with Su Mubai, so Wang Yubin was not his love rival at all. Everyone who watched today should thank young Master Wang. If young Master Wang hadn't used his membership card to reserve a private room for us at this YR bar, we wouldn't have had the chance to come here to play. Just at this moment Shu Yan suddenly came over and shouted with a smile. Because YR Bar is a completely membership-based bar and has a very strict review process for membership qualifications, people who can get a membership card of this bar must have a very unusual family background, and it is not something you can get just because you have money. Among so many people present, only Su Mubai and Wang Yubin have membership cards here, but they are only the lowest level silver cards. It's all little things. Wang Yubin looked at everyone and smiled faintly. Master Wang, I heard that the owner of this bar seems to be very powerful in our Nanyang city. Is that true? A young man asked Wang Yubin curiously. Wang Yubin hesitated for a moment, then slowly said, "Let me explain this to you. Last time, someone offended the son of the richest man in Nanyang city in this bar. Mr. Lee didn't dare to cause trouble in this bar, but chose to take the man outside and beat him up. Do you understand what I mean? Who is the owner of this bar? Yes, it can actually have such great energy. Even a rich second generation like Mr. Lee doesn't dare to mess with him." After listening to Wang Yubin's words, everyone started discussing in a low voice. Wang Yubin glanced at Chen Mo calmly and said with a smile, "Brother Chen, if you want to bring your friends here to play in the future, you can contact me directly and I will lend you my membership card." Although Wang Yubin's words didn't sound like there was anything wrong with it, Chen Mo could feel that this man was just showing off in front of him. It's so troublesome to borrow and borrow. How about this, Prince Wang, you can just help me get a membership card. This way it will be more convenient for me to come and play in the future. Chen Mo thought that since Wang Yubin wanted to show off in front of him, he must give him this opportunity. However, everyone in the box burst into laughter after hearing what Chen Mo said. Even Shu Yan couldn't help but shook his head, secretly sighing in his heart that Chen Mo was really too ignorant. The membership card here is not like the membership card in your vegetable market that can be obtained easily. Brother Chen, don't joke with me. To become a member of this bar, you need to be strictly examined. There are very high requirements for your family background. It may be difficult for ordinary people to pass the review. Wang Yubin's vigilance towards Chen Mo instantly decreased a lot, because he felt that an ignorant person like Chen Mo seemed to have no qualifications to compete with him for Su Mubai. Didn't these people just say that young Master Wang is very capable? With such great abilities, can't he handle such a small matter? Chen Mo's next words stunned everyone present. The expression on Shu Yan's face also changed slightly. Wang Yubin also froze in place for a moment. Because it was only at this time that they realized that Chen Mo was deliberately mocking Wang Yubin. Su Mubai glanced at Chen Mo indifferently. She didn't expect that Wang Yubin only mocked the difference in status between Chen Mo and him in a very subtle way, but Chen Mo started to fight back so quickly. "I really can't do what you said, and I don't think anyone in the entire Jiangnan province can do it." Wang Yubin felt that his opponent seemed interesting. "Master Wang, don't be so confident. Maybe others can do what you can't do." Chen Mo smiled faintly. "You?" A hint of anger flashed in Wang Yubin's eyes. "Okay, let's quickly sing the birthday song for Jiao Jiao and then cut the cake." Just at this moment, a girl noticed that something was wrong and shouted loudly. After everyone reacted, they responded and surrounded Shu Jiao. Su Mubai turned his head and glanced at Chen Mo, then said expressionlessly, "There is no need for you to confront Wang Yubin. He was the one who mocked me first. I don't like people showing off in front of me." Chen Mo replied to Su Mubai expressionlessly. Su Mubai was stunned for a moment and didn't say anything. Then everyone started singing and cutting the cake for Shu Jiao. After everything was done, Chen Mo felt there was no need for him to stay, so he said goodbye to Shu Jiao and prepared to leave. Su Mubai came here today just for Chen Mo, so after she saw Chen Mo leaving, she followed him outside. "Mubai, why are you in such a hurry to leave? I'll see you off." Wang Yubin hurriedly caught up with Su Mubai. Although Su Mubai heard what Wang Yubin said, his walking pace did not seem to slow down at all. In this way, Su Mubai chased Chen Mo, and Wang Yubin chased Su Mubai from behind. However, just as Chen Mo passed by a private room, he suddenly saw through the gap in the door of the room a middle-aged man putting some powdered medicine into a wine glass. Chen Mo couldn't help but frown slightly, but he didn't intend to meddle in other people's business, because such things often happened in bars. But just when Chen Mo was about to move forward, he suddenly saw a very familiar figure in the box. And this figure was none other than Wang Miao Miao, the big sister next door who lived next door to Chen Mo. Chapter 13, You Dare to Cause Trouble Here? Chen Mo is a person who doesn't like to meddle in other people's affairs. Chen Mo would definitely sneer at such a dirty thing as someone drugging a woman in a bar. But it was impossible for Chen Mo to get into unnecessary trouble because of a strange woman. However, when Chen Mo saw Wang Miao in the box, the expression on his face changed significantly. When Wang Miao brought him pork rib soup last night, she mentioned that she was going to meet a very important client today. Moreover, Wang Miao is a girl who is definitely outstanding in both figure and appearance. It is not impossible that the other party drugged Wang Miao. After hesitating for a moment, Chen Mo did not choose to continue moving forward, but stood at the door of the box and observed the situation inside through the gap in the box. Ms. Wang, let's have a drink to celebrate our happy cooperation in the future. The middle-aged man walked up to Wang Miao with 2 wine glasses, and one of the glasses was the one he had drugged just now. Wang Miao is actually a very smart girl. Even when meeting clients outside, she always refuses to drink a single sip of alcohol, using the excuse of taking medicine. But when the middle-aged man opposite her agreed to cooperate, a hint of excitement flashed in her beautiful eyes. As long as she can complete this project, she can get a sales commission of 50,000 to 60,000 yuan. This money is very important for Wang Miao, who has just started working. Mr. Zhang, you mean we can sign the contract, right? Wang Miao quickly asked the middle-aged man in front of her. After hearing this, the middle-aged man smiled faintly and said softly, "As long as you drink this glass of wine, we will sign the contract right away." That's really great. Wang Miao took the wine glass handed to her by the middle-aged man, then raised her head and was about to drink the wine in the glass. The middle-aged man stared at Wang Miao. He knew that as long as Wang Miao drank the glass of wine, he would be able to marry the beauty tonight. Looking at Wang Miao's graceful figure and delicate face, the middle-aged man's eyes became more and more excited. However, just when Wang Miao's lips were about to touch the wine glass, a man suddenly rushed into the box, then stretched out his hand and grabbed Wang Miao's wrist. Wang Miao was stunned, and so was the middle-aged man. "Chen Mo? Why are you here?" Wang Miao asked Chen Mo in surprise. "You can't drink this glass of wine. Someone put drugs in it." Chen Mo whispered to Wang Miao. At this time, Su Mubai and Wang Yubin also walked to the door of the box. After seeing Chen Mo rushing in, Su Mubai did not choose to continue walking forward, but stood there and frowned at Chen Mo. "What nonsense are you talking about? Someone put drugs in this wine." "Yes, this is the wire bar. Who dares to put drugs in this bar?" The other people in the box shouted loudly at Chen Mo. The expression on Mr. Zhang's face was a little ugly. Chen Mo was in no mood to deal with the people in the box. He grabbed Wang Miao's wrist and said, "Leave here with me." Mr. Zhang was not in a good mood because the cooked duck just flew away. Chen Mo actually wanted to take Wang Miao away directly at this time, and the expression on his face naturally became even uglier. "Young man, are you here to cause trouble on purpose? You came in and first said someone had drugged the wine, and now you want to take Miss Wang away directly. What are you doing?" Mr. Zhang glared at Chen Mo and shouted. "Yes, Chen Mo, these people are my clients." Wang Miao didn't understand what was going on, so she explained softly to Chen Mo, naively thinking that it might all be a misunderstanding. "Sister Miao, I saw with my own eyes that someone drugged you in this glass of wine just now, and it was him." Chen Mo pointed at Mr. Zhang, who was blocking his way. "Young man, what evidence do you have that I put drugs in this glass of wine? You must give me an explanation today, otherwise we will have a good talk outside." Mr. Zhang instantly became furious and shouted loudly. Everyone in the box stood up instantly. But these people had no intention of taking action because they did not have the courage to do so in the wire bar. "Originally I didn't intend to argue with you, after all, I'm not a policeman, but now that you've said this." Chen Mo reached out and snatched the wine glass from Wang Miao's hand, then said to Mr. Zhang, "Don't you want an explanation? Come on, drink this glass of wine for me now, and you will get the explanation you want." Mr. Zhang was stunned when he looked at Chen Mo. He never expected that Chen Mo would actually let him drink the glass of wine. He knew better than anyone what would happen if he drank this glass of wine. "I didn't expect that Chen Mo has such a strong sense of justice." Wang Yubin watched everything that happened in the box with a smile. But Su Mubai didn't say anything. "Why should I drink just because you ask me to? Who do you think you are? Are you here to cause trouble on purpose?" Mr. Zhang took a deep breath and frowned before asking Chen Mo. Don't say these useless nonsense to me. I want you to drink this glass of wine now. Don't you understand what I mean? Chen Mo repeated in a cold voice. His idea at this moment was very simple. If he couldn't prove that there was really medicine in the glass of wine, he wouldn't be able to explain it clearly to Wang Miao. Even if the matter got out of hand, he wouldn't be able to explain it clearly to the police. So the easiest way is to let the man drink the wine. Boy, I think you really don't know how high the sky is and how deep the earth is. Come on, it's not convenient to talk here, let's go out and have a good chat. Several other people in the box surrounded Chen Mo. One of the bald men reached out and tried to pull Chen Mo outside. Because they knew that if they started a fight here, it would be tantamount to offending the boss behind the wire bar, and they didn't have the courage to do that. When Chen Mo saw the bald man's hand reaching out, he grabbed the bald man's wrist without any hesitation, picked up the red wine bottle on the table and smashed it on the bald man's head. Chen Mo has been learning martial arts from his master since he was a child. Although he looks thin, in fact, if he really fights, 10 adults are no match for him. Chen Mo actually dared to beat someone up in a bar. Wang Yubin's eyes widened instantly after seeing this scene. Because everyone in Nanyang City knows that once a fight breaks out in this bar, no one can leave without a fight. Even the son of the richest man in Nanyang City doesn't dare to take action here. Su Mubai frowned slightly and his expression looked a little ugly. Because she also knew what would happen if someone caused trouble in this bar. Boy, are you crazy? You actually took action here. Mr. Zhang also shouted at Chen Mo at the top of his voice. Bang! Chen Mo didn't waste any words. He raised his leg and kicked Mr. Zhang in the stomach, sending him flying. Then he stepped on Mr. Zhang's head and said, I asked you to drink, why are you talking so much nonsense? After hearing the noise, Xu Jiao and others rushed over from the box. When they saw Chen Mo kicking Mr. Zhang away, everyone's faces were filled with shock. This Chen Mo must be crazy. What is going on in his mind? Why is he fighting with others out of nowhere? Xu Jiao sighed stutteringly. Chapter 14, Escalation of Conflict. When Xu Jiao and others saw Chen Mo fighting with the middle-aged men in the box, they all showed expressions of disbelief. Because they know that if you fight in the YR bar, the bar owner will not let you go even if it is not your fault. Even if the second generation of rich people from some big families in Nanyang City have conflicts with others in this bar, they will choose to deal with it outside the bar. That's why YR bar is known as the safest bar in Nanyang City. Chen Mo himself was not clear about the rules of this bar. He thought that it was Mr. Zhang and his people who drugged Wang Miao first. He wanted to take Wang Miao away, but these people tried to stop him, so he took action. There is nothing wrong with doing this yourself. And only if Mr. Zhang drinks the glass of wine, he will have evidence that Mr. Zhang drugged him. Once the police intervened in the matter, Chen Mo could be considered to have acted bravely. Su Mubai stood at the door and looked at Chen Mo indifferently, thinking in his heart who he should call to deal with the matter of Chen Mo beating people in this bar. Master Wang, I brought Chen Mo in. He beat someone up in this bar. Will that implicate me? Xu Jiao asked Wang Yubin very nervously. Don't worry, you are not involved in this matter. If you are really implicated, I will help you explain to the bar owner. Wang Yubin replied to Xu Jiao indifferently. When Xu Jiao heard this, the expression on her face relaxed a little. At this moment, Xu Jiao was not considering whether Chen Mo would be in danger. Instead, she was only concerned about whether she would be implicated by Chen Mo. Come on, drink this glass of wine. Chen Mo stepped on Mr. Zhang's head and said expressionlessly. You are fucking crazy. Do you know where this place is? If you start fighting now, don't even think about leaving this bar. Mr. Zhang was lying on the ground and shouted at Chen Mo with an excited expression. The other people in the box didn't dare to take any action and could only wait tremblingly for the bar security to come. You talk too much nonsense. Chen Mo raised his leg and kicked Mr. Zhang in the stomach again, causing Mr. Zhang to scream like a pig being slaughtered. It was this cry that instantly attracted countless people to come and watch the fun. They were all very curious about where this madman came from and how he dared to cause trouble in this bar. I'm going to make this clear today. If you don't drink this glass of wine for me, don't even think about leaving this box. I'll keep beating you until you drink it. Do you understand me? Chen Mo looked at Mr. Zhang under his feet and said calmly. Mr. Zhang was so frightened by Chen Mo's words that he trembled all over, but he gritted his teeth and said nothing. He knew better than anyone that he couldn't drink this glass of wine no matter what. Because once he drinks it, he will be convicted of drugging others. You're not drinking yet. Chen Mo looked at Mr. Zhang and sneered, then raised his right foot and was about to kick Mr. Zhang on the head. Stop. Just at this moment, the bar security finally showed up. 5 or 6 security guards rushed into the box in an instant. Su Mubai also walked up to Chen Mo and whispered, "You beat someone up in this bar. You've gotten into big trouble. He put drugs in my friend's drink. I wanted to take my friend away, but these people wouldn't let me go, so I took action." Chen Mo looked at Su Mubai and explained. "The owner of the bar won't listen to your explanation. It's the rule of this bar that no one is allowed to cause trouble here," Su Mubai said in a decisive tone. "So what? At worst I can just call the police. I don't trust the police and they are unreasonable." Chen Mo's words seemed a bit naive. A hint of helplessness flashed across Su Mubai's beautiful eyes, and he frowned and said, "Do you think the police can handle what's going on here? Even if the police can't do anything about it, what can we do? Do you mean that if I saw someone put drugs in my friend's drink, I should just pretend that I didn't see it?" Chen Mo looked at Su Mubai and asked. "That's not what I want to talk to you about now. It's already a fact that you beat someone up. The problem now is that the bar owner won't let you go." Su Mubai paused for a moment, then continued, "As long as you agree to what I told you before, don't you runting and be with me, I can ask my father to help you settle this matter." He. Chen Mo looked at Su Mubai and couldn't help but sneered, then said lightly, "So that's what you wanted to say, then I'm sorry, you don't need to care about my business." "You?" Su Mubai looked at Chen Mo in shock. She couldn't figure out whether Chen Mo didn't realize the seriousness of the problem or whether what she had just said was not clear enough. Chen Mo ignored Su Mubai and raised his right foot and kicked Mr. Zhang on the head again. The kick was so powerful that it caused Mr. Zhang's nose to bleed. The security guard who had just rushed to the door of the box couldn't help but frown slightly after seeing this scene. They didn't expect that even after they had come over, Chen Mo still had the courage to take action. "All of you come with me." After rushing into the box, the security guard didn't even ask what happened, but just shouted. "This is the way our bar works. Anyone who causes trouble here will suffer the same fate. Brother, this matter has nothing to do with us. He was the one who hit us, and we didn't fight back. The guests present can all testify to that." Mr. Zhang immediately shouted at the security guard. "I will investigate what happened. You all should follow me," the security guard said in a cold voice. Mr. Zhang's friends reluctantly stood up and prepared to leave, secretly thinking in their hearts that they didn't know why they were so unlucky today and had to run into this lunatic Chen Mo. "Brother, this guy stepped on my head, how can I get up?" Mr. Zhang shouted at the security guard while bleeding from his nose. "Let him go and you come with us." The security guard reached out and pulled Chen Mo. Chen Mo turned his head and glanced at the security guard, then said calmly, "This man drugged my friend's wine. If he doesn't drink this glass of wine today, he can't leave." Chen Mo understood that once Mr. Zhang walked out of the box, he would not admit anything that had happened before, and Chen Mo would not be able to produce any evidence to prove that Mr. Zhang had drugged him. "You don't understand what I'm saying, right? You have to make me do it, right?" A trace of anger flashed in the security guard's eyes, and then he reached out to press Chen Mo to the ground. Bang! But the next second, Chen Mo grabbed the security guard's arm, and then suddenly exerted force to throw the security guard out from behind him. The security guard's body slammed heavily onto the dining table. Wang Miao was so scared that she took 2 steps back and stared at Chen Mo with her big watery eyes. Su Mubai, Xu Jiao and others were also dumbfounded. Chen Mo had just beaten up Mr. Zhang and his men in the box, which was already a capital crime. It would be difficult for him to get away without some background. But what these people never expected was that Chen Mo would be so crazy that he even beat up the security guard of YR Bar. The expression on Su Mubai's face was as ugly as it could be, because Chen Mo beat up the security guard. Even if she asked her father to come forward, it would be difficult to settle the matter. However, when Su Mubai thought about Chen Mo's previous attitude towards him, his mood seemed to calm down a little. After all, she doesn't really like Chen Mo. Even if something happens to Chen Mo, it's his own fault. What does it have to do with her? Wang Yibin smiled and said calmly, I really didn't expect that I would be able to see such a lively scene today just to attend a birthday party. Chapter 15, Falling at the Last Hurdle. When the security guards in the bar saw that Chen Mo dared to attack one of their own, they showed no mercy and rushed directly towards Chen Mo. The security guards of these bars are all professionally trained, and their skills are naturally beyond the reach of ordinary people. So Chen Mo had some difficulty dealing with these security guards. After hearing that someone had a fight with the security guard in the bar, the guests in the bar also rushed towards the private room. They were all very curious about who had the guts to cause such a big commotion in the YR bar. 5 minutes later, Chen Mo knocked down all the remaining 5 security guards in the box. Wang Yubin, Su Mubai, Xu Jiao and others looked at Chen Mo with expressions as incredible as they could be. They had never thought that Chen Mo's skills would be so good. Even the security guards in the bar were no match for Chen Mo. Mr. Zhang, who was lying on the ground, was completely dumbfounded. There was nothing but shock in his eyes. If he were given another chance to start over, he would never drug Wang Miao. After dealing with the security guards, Chen Mo walked up to Mr. Zhang, stepped on his head, and asked him expressionlessly, "Do you want to drink?" "I drink it." "Can't I drink it now?" Mr. Zhang understood how ruthless Chen Mo was in front of him. He did not dare to hesitate at all and directly picked up the wine glass and drank the foreign liquor in it. A few seconds later, Mr. Zhang fainted. Everyone present understood that Mr. Zhang had indeed put drugs in the wine. Wang Miao couldn't help but feel a little scared. Because if Chen Mo had not appeared in time, he might have been lying on the big bed in the hotel, at the mercy of others. However, even if Chen Mo could prove that Mr. Zhang had indeed put drugs in the wine. But it seems to be of no use. Because it is a fact that Chen Mo beat up the security guard here. There is absolutely no way the bar owner would let Chen Mo go. Tap, tap, tap. A burst of dense footsteps sounded. I saw a middle-aged man and more than a dozen security guards rushing towards the box with serious expressions. When Wang Yubin saw the middle-aged man, his expression changed significantly, and he whispered, "Chen Mo is dead this time. The lobby manager of the YR bar has come out. If he comes out, it means someone is going to die." After hearing what Wang Yubin said, Su Mubai couldn't help but frown slightly, and then he began to struggle in his heart about whether he should help Chen Mo. Although Su Mubai didn't like Chen Mo, no matter what, it was she who asked Xu Jiao to call Chen Mo over today, and it seemed that Chen Mo really did not do anything wrong, it was just that the way he did things was a little inappropriate. So at this moment, Su Mubai felt that if she watched Chen Mo die here, her conscience would be condemned. "Chen Mo, YR's manager, is here. If you beg me now, I can help you save your life." Su Mubai took a step forward and spoke to Chen Mo in a cold voice. Chen Mo just glanced at Su Mubai indifferently and didn't say anything. Wang Yubin stood there with a frown on his face. He really couldn't understand what it was about Chen Mo that attracted Su Mubai so much. Even at this time, Su Mubai still wanted to help Chen Mo. "You beat up all the security guards in our bar, right?" The manager walked straight up to Chen Mo and asked him expressionlessly. Chen Mo slowly raised his head and took a look at the manager. He should be around 40 years old, with a handsome face and clear features. His tone of voice and his temperament gave people a sense of authority without even being angry. "Yes, I did it." Chen Mo nodded slowly. "Okay, take it away." The manager waved his hand and said to Chen Mo, "I advise you not to resist, otherwise I will shoot you right now." Chen Mo glanced at the bulge on the manager's waist and sneered. Wang Miao was in a state of collapse. She couldn't understand why the people in the bar were so domineering. 2 groups of security guards came in succession, but it seemed that no one asked what had happened here. The guests who were watching the fun around were looking at Chen Mo with regret. They seemed to have guessed what would happen next. "Why are you laughing?" The bar manager frowned and asked after seeing Chen Mo smile. "I laugh at how overbearing the people in your YR bar are. They just want to shoot me over a disagreement. Don't you think there is no law in your YR bar?" Chen Mo shouted expressionlessly. "Here, our rules are the law. You can choose not to come and play with us, but if you come, you must abide by the rules." The manager looked at Chen Mo and shouted in a loud voice. "Then let me ask you, is it the rule of your YR bar to drug female customers?" Chen Mo was not intimidated by the manager's aura and stepped forward to question him. "We at YR bar have never done anything like this. It was the personal behavior of the customer." It was the customer's personal behavior, but don't you, YR Bar, have an obligation to protect the safety of your customers? You can't do it, I can help you do it, but now you want to attack me because I helped you. I want to ask you, are you on the side of those who drugged you or on the side of the client? This is clearly known as the safest bar in Nanyang City, but it can't even protect the basic safety of its customers. Don't you think this is ridiculous in itself? Chen Mo's words instantly stumped the manager. The guests around also started to talk in a low voice, especially the female customers, who felt that there seemed to be nothing wrong with what Chen Mo did at this time. After all, Chen Mo didn't cause trouble because he was drunk, he did it to save people. But no one would stand up to speak for Chen Mo, because no one dared to offend the owner of YR Bar. I didn't expect Chen Mo to be such a talker, but it's a pity that it's useless. The people in the YR Bar are so unreasonable. Wang Yubin continued to be sarcastic. And Su Mubai glared at Wang Yubin fiercely. At this time, Su Mubai's impression of Chen Mo had changed greatly. She seemed to understand why Chu Runting liked Chen Mo. Even though the other party had threatened him with a gun, Chen Mo was able to remain calm and say such words calmly. This is enough to prove that Chen Mo is not an ordinary person. What you just said makes some sense, but you shouldn't hit anyone here. The manager slowly spoke to Chen Mo. If I hadn't done anything, would that person have drunk that glass of wine? Would your security guard have let me walk out of here with my friend? Chen Mo asked back loudly. Har har, you're quite an interesting guy. Keep these words and tell them to our boss. It's no use telling them to me. The manager waved his hand, then turned around and prepared to leave. Chen Mo observed the security guards brought by the manager with an expressionless face, and then planned an escape route in his mind. He was not a fool. He understood that if he was controlled by these people, he might not even have the right to speak. So what Chen Mo said just now was not at all about reasoning with the manager. He was deliberately delaying time and observing the shortest route to the bar entrance. However, the only thing that made Chen Mo a little helpless was that he might not be able to take Wang Miao away with him. But he also thought that Wang Miao was the victim in this incident, and the people in the bar might not do anything to Wang Miao. Young man, come with us. A security guard came in front of Chen Mo and whispered to him. Okay. Chen Mo pretended to agree and walked out of the box. But the moment he walked out of the box, he suddenly raised his leg and kicked Wang Yubin, who was standing at the door. Before Wang Yubin could figure out what was going on, Chen Mo kicked him away, and then he fell heavily towards the bar manager. The bar manager staggered 2 steps after being knocked by Wang Yubin. Chen Mo suddenly jumped down the stairs from the 2nd floor and rushed towards the door of the bar. What the hell are you all standing there for? Hurry up and bring this guy back to me. As the manager spoke, he actually took out the pistol from his waist. But Chen Mo was also very smart. After jumping from the 2nd floor, he did not choose to run directly to the door, but ran to the dance floor on the 1st floor. Because there were a lot of customers there, the manager couldn't shoot himself. Chen Mo walked around the dance floor and rushed straight to the door. He was only 10 meters away from running out of the bar. But just as Chen Mo rushed to the door of the bar, a beautiful figure walked in from outside. Bang! Chen Mo's body collided directly with the woman who had just walked in. The woman was knocked down by Chen Mo, and the 2 bodyguards behind her reacted very quickly and held Chen Mo down. The moment Chen Mo was held down, the expression on his face was as devastated as it could be. Because he was about to escape, but he didn't expect to fail in the end because of a woman. The woman slowly stood up, then frowned and shouted, "Why don't you walk?" But before the woman could finish her words, she saw Chen Mo's appearance clearly. Chen Mo also saw the woman's appearance clearly, and they were both stunned almost at the same time. "Xiao Mo, why are you here?" the woman shouted excitedly. Chapter 16, Come and hug your aunt. Su Mubai stood on the 2nd floor of the bar and looked towards where Chen Mo was. At this moment, she was very surprised that Chen Mo could still be so calm at this time and plan a perfect escape route. If it were an ordinary person, he would have been so scared that he could not walk and would have cried for help. But unfortunately, Chen Mo's luck seemed to be a little bit worse. He was about to run away, but was stopped by a woman. However, Su Mubai still chose to take out his mobile phone, then found her grandfather's phone number, ready to call him at any time. Although Chen Mo did not agree to Su Mubai's request, Su Mubai suddenly didn't want Chen Mo to die here anymore. Because she hasn't snatched Chen Mo from Chu Runting yet. Aunt Mu. Chen Mo was also stunned after seeing the appearance of the woman in front of him. He never expected that he would meet her mother's best friend Mu Rushue at this time. Mu Rushue was wearing a black cheongsam with her jet black hair tied up high. She looked like the concubine of a warlord during the Republic of China period, exquisite, noble and elegant. What surprised Chen Mo was that he hadn't seen Mu Rushue for almost 7 or 8 years, but Mu Rushue's appearance had not changed at all, and her figure seemed to remain the same as before. "Xiao, it's been a long time since we last met. You've grown so big. Come on, let Auntie hold you." Mu Rushue was very excited to see Chen Mo, and opened her arms to give Chen Mo a big hug. Chen Mo's face was filled with despair, and he said hurriedly, "Aunt Mu, now is not the time to hug, I have to go first, someone wants to kill me." After saying this, Chen Mo planned to push Mu Rushue away. At this time, the security guards of the bar were less than 5 meters away from Chen Mo. But Mu Rushue grabbed Chen Mo. "Aunt Mu, what are you doing? Now is not the time for us to hug. Someone wants to kill me, do you know that? Human life is at stake." Chen Mo shouted at Mu Rushue in a state of despair. If it weren't for Mu Rushue, he would have run off to who knows where by now. "Xiao, tell me, who has the guts to kill you in my place? Are you tired of living?" The expression on Mu Rushue's face became noticeably more serious. "It's the security guard in this bar." Chen Mo was stunned for a moment, then suddenly realized something was wrong, and hurriedly asked Mu Rushue, "Aunt Mu, what did you just say?" "Hello, President Mu." Before Mu Rushue could answer Chen Mo's question, the security guards who had gone downstairs to chase Chen Mo had already given him the answer. All the security guards did not choose to attack Chen Mo. Instead, they stood there, bowed deeply to Mu Rushue, and shouted in unison. Originally Su Mubai was about to call her grandfather, but when she saw this scene, she was stunned. Wang Yubin, Xu Jiao, Xu Yang and all the guests present were dumbfounded. They seemed to sense that something was not right. Chen Mo seems to know the owner of this bar," Wang Yubin said stutteringly. Su Mubai looked puzzled and didn't say anything. The lobby manager rushed to Mu Rushue, bowed and said, "Hello, President Mu." Mu Rushue ignored the security guards and the manager, and held Chen Mo's hand tightly and said, "Xiao Mo, you just said someone wanted to kill you. Come and tell Aunt Mu, and let's see who has the courage to do that. These are the people who want to kill me." After Chen Mo found out that Mu Rushue was actually the owner of YR Bar, he instantly gained confidence and pointed in the direction of the manager. The manager lowered his head, his expression as nervous as could be. Who would have thought that Chen Mo actually knew the bar owner? Not to mention these people, even Chen Mo himself knew it. When Mu Rushue heard Chen Mo's words, a hint of indifference flashed across her eyes, and then she walked up to the bar manager in her high heels. "Look up at me." Mu Rushue's voice was so cold that it made people shudder. The manager slowly raised his head and looked towards Mu Rushue. Bang! Mu Rushue didn't say anything nonsense. She raised her little hand and slapped the manager in the face. Blood flowed out from the corner of the manager's mouth. But he didn't dare say a word, nor did he dare to explain anything for himself. "Mother Chen Mo is my lifesaver. I will never be able to repay her in my lifetime. Now you are taking my money and my people to kill Chen Mo. Tell me what you want to do." Mu Rushue's voice echoed in the bar. The manager lowered his head and let the blood from the corner of his mouth flow onto his clothes, but he dared not say a word. In fact, he is quite unlucky. Who would have thought that Chen Mo would have a relationship with Mu Rushue? Su Mubai and the others looked in the direction of Chen Mo, with shock in their eyes. They didn't understand why Chen Mo didn't tell them earlier since he knew the owner of the bar. Only Wang Miamia's heart finally settled down. She was still regretting whether she had killed Chen Mo. Par. Mu Rushue slapped the manager's face for 5 times before she gently shook her wrist and stopped. "Boss Mu, I was wrong in this matter. I didn't know the relationship between you and this guest. This guest was the first to hit someone, so I had to catch him." The manager spoke slowly. "What's wrong with Chen Mo beating someone up here? The person being beaten deserves it. I'd be happy even if he smashed up the bar, not to mention beating someone up." Mu Rushue replied in a very domineering manner. The manager gritted his teeth, not knowing what to say. In fact, this manager is quite unlucky. After all, he is just doing his normal job. He can't just ignore it when someone is making trouble. Who would have thought that Chen Mo's background is so powerful? Each of you slap yourself 100 times. I'm too lazy to hit you. It's tiring. Mu Rushue shouted lightly to the manager and the security guards behind them. No one dared to go against Mu Rushue's wishes, so they could only slap themselves in the face one after another, and each slap was particularly loud. Wang Yubin, Su Mubai, Xu Jiao and others were standing on the second floor watching the scene in front of them. They didn't know how to describe their feelings. It feels like a frog suddenly turns into a prince right before your eyes. How many people in Nanyang City try their best to get a membership card of YR Bar, and even many rich second generations feel proud and honored because they have a YR membership card. But Chen Mo, this extremely ordinary loser in their eyes. I can actually have such a close relationship with the owner of YR Bar. Xiaomo, can you let Auntie hug you now? At this moment, Mu Rushue suddenly seemed like a different person, and shouted at Chen Mo in a very gentle tone. Aunt Mu, I'm already old, not a child anymore, so don't hold me anymore. Chen Mo replied to Mu Rushue speechlessly. In fact, he himself is a little surprised now. Although Chen Mo knew that Mu Rushue's father was a politician, it seemed that he was just the county magistrate of a poor county back then, and was not considered a high-ranking official. I don't know why Mu Rushue suddenly became the owner of the famous YR Bar in Nanyang City. Could it be that Mu Rushue found an old man with power? No, you have to hug me. Mu Rushue shouted at Chen Mo in a coquettish manner. The manager was devastated when he heard these words. It was the first time he saw the high and mighty Mu Rushue acting like a spoiled child. Chen Mo had no choice but to hug Mu Rushue. Mu Rushue has a unique fragrance on her body, exactly the same as it was back then, and Chen Mo still remembers it vividly. Our little Chen Mo has really grown up. He is taller than me, looks much more handsome, and seems to have muscles. As Mu Rushue spoke, she reached out and touched Chen Mo's abdominal muscles, then said with a sweet smile, "It's still quite hard." Chen Mo looked at the extremely collapsed expression on Mu Rushue's face, and he really didn't know what to say. Come on, sit down, Auntie will have a good chat with you. Mu Rushue grabbed Chen Mo's hand and walked towards the sofa next to the dance floor, as if she didn't take the guests' presence seriously at all. Chapter 17, Fired. Mu Rushue dragged Chen Mo directly to the sofa area next to the dance floor on the first floor and sat him down. The waiter immediately placed a beautiful fruit plate and some foreign wine on the coffee table. Chen Mo looked at the security guards standing there and slapping people one after another, and felt a little bit reluctant. After all, this whole thing has nothing to do with security. Aunt Mu, why don't you just let these people do what they should do? The cause of this incident is that someone put drugs in my friend's drink, so I hit him. Chen Mo spoke softly to Mu Rushue. Mu Rushue casually picked up a cherry and put it into her mouth, then said calmly, "Are you sure you want to let these people go? They wanted to kill you just now. They are just following the rules you set. I have no grudge against them." Chen Mo said calmly. Okay. Mu Rushue gave Chen Mo a lot of face, and turned around and shouted at the manager, "Manager Wang, take your people and do what they should do." Yes, President Mu. The manager nodded quickly. By the way, Xiao Mo just said that someone seemed to have drugged his friends. You should know how to deal with this matter, right? Mu Rushue continued. I know. At this moment, the manager's anger seemed to be out of control. The whole thing started because someone drugged Chen Mo's friend. And I don't want something like this to happen again in the future. If it happens again, you'll just go back to farming. Do you understand? Mu Rushue is like two different people when she talks to other people and when she talks to Chen Mo. Boss Mu, I understand. The manager nodded quickly, then turned and left. Chen Mo looked at Mu Rushue and hesitated for a moment, then said softly, Aunt Mu, I remember you were doing business before. How come you opened a bar now? My old man got promoted, so it's a little inconvenient for me to do business here, so I can only open a bar to help him maintain his connections. Mu Rushue replied calmly, then glanced at Chen Mo with her beautiful eyes and complained, You too, kid. Didn't your parents leave you a phone after they passed away? There are contact information for all of us in it. Why haven't you ever called us? I don't have anything to do, why should I call you? There is indeed a mobile phone among Chen Mo's parents' belongings, and stored in it are all the connections that Chen Mo's father had accumulated throughout his life. A random phone call Chen Mo makes might change his current situation. However, Chen Mo doesn't like help from others, and he feels that his situation is not so bad that he needs to rely on charity from others to survive. He recently found Chu Runting, a top-notch, rich and beautiful girlfriend, and he feels that he will soon reach the peak of his life. You've already been kicked out of the Chen family by the Chen family, and you still have the nerve to say that nothing happened. Mu Rushue frowned slightly. She actually understood that Chen Mo was unwilling to trouble others. Being kicked out is quite embarrassing. I don't need to tell you, Chen Mo said in a low voice. Mu Rushue looked at Chen Mo in silence for 2 seconds, then sighed softly and said, "Your personality is exactly the same as your father's. When you graduate from college, come to your aunt's place and help me. Although I can't let you reach your father's level, at least no one in Nanyang City dares to bully you. Aunt Mu, I have my own plans here. I don't want to work in a bar anymore. The music here is too loud," Chen Mo said with gritted teeth. Mu Rushue shook her head helplessly, and then said softly, "Forget it, since you have your own plans, I won't waste my words. Remember my phone number, and remember to call me if you really have any trouble." "Okay." Chen Mo nodded, then stood up and prepared to leave. "What? Are you leaving now? You don't plan to stay with your aunt for a while?" Mu Rushue frowned and asked when she saw Chen Mo was about to leave. Chen Mo had no choice but to sit down and continue chatting with Mu Rushue. After more than half an hour, Chen Mo was finally let go by Mu Rushue. When Chen Mo walked out of the YR bar, he found Wang Miemie standing at the door waiting for him, and Su Mubai's car had not left. "Chen Mo, you're out. I was really scared today. Luckily you know the owner of the bar, otherwise those people would definitely not let you go." Wang Miemie rushed to Chen Mo and shouted at him excitedly. "It's wrong for those people to drug your drink. We are always right no matter where we are." Chen Mo replied to Wang Miemie indifferently. At this moment, Su Mubai slowly walked up to Chen Mo and said expressionlessly, "Chen Mo, I want to talk to you alone. Just chat." After hearing this, Wang Miemie turned around and walked aside sensibly. "Sister, what on earth do you want to do? I've already said that no matter what, I will never break up with Chu Runting and be with you. Can you please stop pestering me?" Chen Mo spoke directly to Su Mubai. "This is the last time I'm going to ask you this question. It's not too late if you change your mind now." Su Mubai replied to Chen Mo coldly. "Okay, then Su Mubai, I'm going to tell you very seriously that I'm not interested in a girl like you who is so high and mighty. The person I like is Chu Runting, not you, so please don't bother me anymore in the future, okay?" Chen Mo spoke to Su Mubai in a very serious tone. "You'll regret this." A hint of anger flashed across Su Mubai's beautiful eyes, and then she turned around and ran towards the Mercedes-Benz on the side of the road. Chen Mo looked at Su Mubai's back and a hint of helplessness flashed across his eyes. In fact, he didn't want to say it so decisively, but he felt that if he didn't make his words clearer, it would not be good for Su Mubai to keep pestering him like this. "Such a beautiful girl is pursuing you, why don't you agree?" At this moment, Wang Miemie returned to Chen Mo, blinked her big eyes and asked Chen Mo. "There are so many girls in my school who are pursuing me with this kind of looks, but I have someone I love, so I can only reject them." Chen Mo replied to Wang Miemie in a very pretentious manner. Wang Miemie pouted her lips, not knowing what to say. Chen Mo hailed a taxi and the two of them went straight back to the rental house. Perhaps because what happened today was so unbelievable, Wang Miemie simply expressed some thanks to Chen Mo and returned to her home. Chen Mo simply washed up, then took out his mobile phone and chatted with Chu Runting for a while before continuing to study his two stocks. If Chen Mo's estimation is correct, the value of these two stocks will at least double in 3 months. In this way, the 1 million he invests now will become 3 million by then. Chen Mo now had the starting capital. 8 o'clock the next morning. Chen Mo was awakened by the alarm clock. After a quick wash, he went to Nanyang University. However, when Chen Mo just arrived in the classroom, he found that the counselor was already sitting on the podium. "Chen Mo, come with me to the office." When the counselor saw Chen Mo, he stood up and said. Chen Mo looked at the counselor in a daze for a moment. He could feel that there was something wrong with the counselor's expression. Something must have happened. A few minutes later, Chen Mo followed the counselor into the office. "Chen Mo, you are now expelled from school. You don't need to come to school for the time being. Go home and take care of yourself," the counselor said to Chen Mo in a cold voice. After hearing what the counselor said, Chen Mo froze in place for a moment, with an expression of disbelief on his face. Chapter 18, Give me a reason. What did you say? Chen Mo looked at the counselor with a shocked expression. He even doubted whether he had heard it wrongly. I said you've been expelled from school now. Under normal circumstances, you should have been expelled directly, but I discussed it with the principal, and seeing that you didn't make any other mistakes on a daily basis, I decided to put you on probation. You can come back to class if you behave well. The counselor looked at Chen Mo expressionlessly and said, Fire me. What did I do wrong? Give me a reason. The expression on Chen Mo's face was still very puzzled, because this matter was really too inexplicable. In fact, for Chen Mo, an illusory academic degree is really not that important to him. After all, it is impossible for Chen Mo to find a job after graduation with his diploma from Nanyang University like ordinary people. His real goal is to take the Chen group back from the Chen family. This is something that would be difficult for Chen Mo to accomplish no matter how high his diploma is. But why does Chen Mo still care so much at this time? The reason is simple. Nanyang University is the alma mater of Chen Mo's mother. When Chen Mo was very young, her mother always hoped that Chen Mo could study at Nanyang University. To put it simply, the knowledge that Chen Mo has learned in school now may not be of much help to his future, but this is his mother's last wish. But Chen Mo didn't expect that he would be expelled from school at this time. Even if he racked his brains, he couldn't figure out why. Someone reported that you cheated in the last final exam, so you are being punished like this. The counselor looked at Chen Mo and said calmly. Ridiculous, my grade's a top in our class, how can I cheat? Who can I cheat with? Chen Mo could no longer control the anger in his heart. The instructor raised his head and glanced at Chen Mo, saying expressionlessly, Didn't you understand what I just said? Someone reported you for cheating. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Chen Mo took a deep breath and tried his best to calm himself down. We are still investigating the evidence. If there is any evidence, the school will definitely expel you. Will you still have a chance to talk to me here? The counselor picked up the cup and took a sip of tea. So, just because someone reported me for cheating in the final exam, but there is no evidence, the school is going to expel me, right? Chen Mo asked the counselor directly in a cold voice. Yes, that's what I mean. The counselor didn't intend to waste any more time and just nodded. Teacher Wang, don't you think this is a little ridiculous? I know what I am like in our class better than I am. There is no way I would cheat. What's more, the person who reported me didn't even produce any evidence, and the school punished me like this. Is this fair to me? Chen Mo doesn't care about the so-called graduation certificate. What he really cares about is to complete what his mother entrusted him to do. Considering Chen Mo's academic performance, he should have been directly admitted to graduate school, let alone being expelled. When the counselor saw Chen Mo so excited, he sighed softly, then reached out and patted Chen Mo on the shoulder and said, Go home and rest for a while. I will try to get you back earlier, but the scholarship may have nothing to do with you. I don't need a scholarship, but I want an explanation. A fair explanation. Chen Mo slapped the counselor's hand away. A fair explanation. The counselor couldn't help but sneered, then whispered, This is the notice and document issued to me by the higher-ups. Your punishment will be posted on the school bulletin board and the school website soon. You come to me for an explanation, but what can I explain to you? Then I'll go find the principal and ask for an explanation right now. If you can't explain it clearly, I'll go find him and explain it. Chen Mo turned around and prepared to leave. The counselor grabbed Chen Mo and whispered, Why don't you understand, kid? If you really cheated, do we need to expel you? Just cancel your scholarship. What do you mean? Chen Mo was stunned for a moment. I just said that someone reported you for cheating, but there is no evidence. Have you offended anyone recently? The counselor has said all he can say. Naturally, Chen Mo reacted instantly. Thank you, Teacher Wang. Chen Mo realized that there was no point in continuing to yell at the counselor, so he turned around and walked out of the office after saying this. Looking at the entire school, who can influence the principal's thoughts and opinions? Those must be the people on the Nanyang University Board of Directors. Nanyang University is a very famous university in China. In order to expand, the school established a board of directors to absorb funds from the society. Chen Mo once heard others discuss that Su Mubai's mother was a member of the school board, and even the school's newest library was donated by Su Mubai's mother. The reason why Chen Mo was fired seems to be very clear. It must be Su Mubai who was behind this. After leaving the counselor's office, Chen Mo rushed directly to the classroom where Su Mubai was. At this time, Su Mubai was wearing a white long dress, sitting in the classroom like a noble white rose. The male students in the class would often glance in the direction of Su Mubai out of the corner of their eyes, because this girl was so beautiful and so eye-catching. Su Mubai seemed to be listening to the teacher's lecture with full concentration, but in fact only she knew that she could not hear a word the teacher said, and she would look towards the classroom entrance from time to time. Because she knew that someone should show up today. It's strange to say, originally Su Mubai really had no good feelings towards Chen Mo. Although Chen Mo was already very outstanding in this school, and his appearance and academic performance were top-notch, there were many outstanding boys around Su Mubai. Even when Yubin might be able to kill 90% of the boys in the school in seconds. It is normal for Su Mubai to have no good feelings towards Chen Mo. But I don't know why, after some contact. Su Mubai subconsciously felt that Chen Mo seemed to be more interesting than he had imagined, especially Chen Mo's constant refusal, which would constantly arouse Su Mubai's inner desire for control. Su Mubai even began to look forward to meeting Chen Mo. Just as Su Mubai was thinking about these things, a figure suddenly rushed into the classroom. The originally quiet classroom suddenly became a mess. Because the person who appeared at this time was none other than Chen Mo, who had rejected Su Mubai several times. Why is Chen Mo here? Then he must be here to see Miss Su. Are they two together? No way. The students around began to discuss in low voices. And the moment Su Mubai saw Chen Mo, he couldn't help but reveal a smug smile on his face. It's finally here. Su Mubai secretly rejoiced in his heart. Chapter 19, I'm not a gigolo. After entering the classroom where Su Mubai was, Chen Mo rushed straight towards Su Mubai. Student, which class are you from? What are you doing here? The teacher on the podium stood in front of Chen Mo and shouted at him loudly. Get lost. Chen Mo replied to the teacher in a cold voice. The teacher was stunned for a moment, then quickly made way for Chen Mo. He was afraid that Chen Mo would hit him. Why did Chen Mo come to see Su Mubai? Are you going to confess your feelings? It would be so cool to confess in an occasion like this. No wonder Su Mubai likes Chen Mo is really handsome. A few girls who were more obsessed with sex looked in Chen Mo's direction and sighed. Su Mubai sat there expressionlessly, with no emotion showing on her face, but she could feel her heart beating faster. Come out with me, I have something to tell you. Chen Mo pulled Su Mubai up, then turned around and walked out of the classroom. What can you say here? Su Mubai replied to Chen Mo in a low voice. I told you to come out with me. Chen Mo replied to Su Mubai in a cold voice. Su Mubai hesitated for a moment, then followed Chen Mo out of the classroom. Chen Mo dragged Su Mubai to the corner of the corridor. Can you please let go of my hand? There's no one else here. If you have anything to say, just say it directly. Su Mubai seemed to feel some pain in his wrist as Chen Mo was pulling him. After struggling for a while, he shouted at Chen Mo. Chen Mo let go of Su Mubai, and then said in a cold voice, the fact that the school expelled me has something to do with you, right? Su Mubai looked at Chen Mo without saying anything. I just can't figure it out. What's wrong with me? Why do you have to pester me? And you can actually do such a thing. Tell me what you want to do. Chen Mo glared at Su Mubai and shouted. Chen Mo, don't be so narcissistic. First of all, I can tell you very clearly that I don't like you at all. I confessed to you just to make a bet with my sister. But I didn't expect you to be with Chu Runting. The person I hate the most is Chu Runting, so I must break you two up no matter what. At this time, Su Mubai stopped pretending and came clean to Chen Mo. Okay, so you mean to tease me, right? Chen Mo couldn't help but sneer. No matter how you interpret it, I have already made it very clear to you. Su Mubai replied to Chen Mo indifferently. You were angry with Chu Runting and you made a bet with others, and in the end you even made fun of my academic status. This is the first time I've heard of this. Don't you think you've gone too far? Chen Mo gritted his teeth and continued to ask. It's not excessive or not. I have the ability to have the school expel you, and I also have the ability to have the school not expel you. As long as you think it over, I can immediately ask the school to revoke the punishment against you. Su Mubai was born into the Su family, a large family. She seemed to understand better than anyone else how to use social resources to achieve her desired goals. Chen Mo walked directly towards Su Mubai. Su Mubai knew how powerful Chen Mo's skills were, so he subconsciously took 2 steps back, and his expression became a little nervous. "What are you going to do?" Su Mubai asked Chen Mo. "Su Mubai, remember this, even if you are the only woman left in this world, I will not be with you." Chen Mo stopped less than 10 centimeters away from Su Mubai and spoke to Su Mubai in an extremely cold voice. Su Mubai froze in place for a moment. She didn't understand why she felt a little sad when she heard Chen Mo's words. Also, not everything in this world can be as you wish. Not everyone is a toy in your hands, Su Mubai. At least I am not one of them, Chen Mo. Can't you use your connections to fire me? Within 10 days, I will ask the principal to come and apologize to me in person, and then beg me to let me come back. Chen Mo looked at Su Mubai and spoke word by word. Don't think you can come back by relying on the Chu family's connections. The Chu family has no say in this school, not to mention that Chu Runting doesn't have that much influence in the Chu family right now. Su Mubai replied to Chen Mo coldly. I don't rely on the Chu family. Who do you rely on then? Are you relying on Ms. Mu from the YR bar? It seems like she can't help you at all. Su Mubai sneered. I don't need anyone's help with this little thing. I can handle it myself. Chen Mo said calmly. Okay, Chen Mo is a man of integrity. If you can really return to school with your own ability, I, Su Mubai, will never pester you again in my life. Su Mubai didn't believe that Chen Mo had such great ability. That's not enough. I need you to apologize to me. Apologize to me in front of everyone. Chen Mo replied expressionlessly. No problem, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. Su Mubai seemed to say this with some disdain. Chen Mo ignored Su Mubai and turned away. Su Mubai looked at Chen Mo's back, hesitated for 2 seconds, bit his lip and said to himself, am I really that annoying? Why would he rather be fired than be with me? On the other side, after Chen Mo separated from Su Mubai, he found a deserted place, took out his mobile phone and called Chu Runting. Chen Mo, what's the matter? Chu Runting asked with a smile. Aren't you, I was expelled from school. Chen Mo shouted heartbreakingly. What did you do to get fired? Did you lift the female teacher's skirt? And why are you making such a noise? Are you crying because you got fired? Chu Runting replied speechlessly. I'm not crying, I just feel wronged and want you to hug me. I still have 2 days before I go back. Tell me what happened. Why did the school expel you for no reason? Chen Mo told Chu Runting the general cause of the incident. You are so good, Su Mubai, you are taking advantage of me not being at home to bully my man, right? I will book a flight back now, I want to see what tricks this little devil can come up with. Chu Runting couldn't control herself the moment she knew what happened. You don't have to come back. You can't help me if you come back. I can handle it myself. Chen Mo quickly replied. How do you handle it yourself? Chu Runting asked. How about this, you help me investigate the situation of the Nanyang University Board of Directors. The most important thing is to find out who has the final say on this board. Chen Mo thought for a moment and then said in a low voice. Are you sure you don't need me to come back and help you? Chu Runting was a little worried about Chen Mo's situation. I've already told Su Mubai that I don't need to rely on anyone's connections. I can handle this myself. What's the point of you coming back? Wouldn't I, Chen Mo, really become a gigolo? Chen Mo said righteously. If you don't want to be my freeloader, why are you touching the money in my account? Chu Runting asked. Forehead. Chen Mo's eyes flashed with embarrassment, and then he hurriedly said, Sister, is this the time to talk about this? Your money is my money, what's yours and mine? Hurry up and find me the information of the board of directors. Okay, I'll send it to you later. If you really can't bear it anymore, call me and I'll go back to my grandfather right away. I don't believe that I can't deal with Su Mubai. Chen Mo felt very comfortable when he heard Chu Runting's words. However, he really had no intention of asking Chu Runting for help, because he didn't want to blame the Chu family for everything. Chapter 20, The Mysterious Woman. Chen Mo understood that the most fundamental reason why he was expelled from school was that Su Mubai's mother was a member of the school board of directors. So if we want to solve this problem, we must start with the board of directors. Since Su Mubai's mother is a member of the board of directors, Chen Mo can be fired with just one phone call. Then Chen Mo can also find someone with more say than your mother on the board of directors and let me go back. A few minutes later, Chen Mo received a piece of information sent by Chu Runting. The information is relatively complete, basically listing all the members of the Nanyang University Board of Directors, and also marking the identities and backgrounds of these people. After a quick look, Chen Mo realized that something was wrong. He discovered that Su Mubai's mother Huang Lei held a very high position on the board of directors and was the managing director. This also proves that Huang Lei did not just donate some money and then put her name on the board of directors. If Chen Mo wants to solve his own problem, he can only take action against the chairman or vice chairman of the board of directors. The vice president of the school board is a middle-aged man in his 50s. He owns several companies in Jiangnan province and is usually very busy, so Chen Mo feels that it would be very difficult for him to get close to this person. The president of the school board is a grandmother in her 70s. Chen Mo felt that since this person was so old, she should have a lot of free time, so it would be a good choice for him to start from her. After hesitating for a while, Chen Mo finally decided to call Chu Runting. "My dear, what are you doing?" After Chu Runting answered the phone, Chen Mo quickly asked with a smile. "Stop talking nonsense. Why are you calling me?" Chu Runting replied indifferently, but Chen Mo could hear that there seemed to be a lot of people on her side and the voices were a bit messy. "Well, I'm planning to take action against Wang Fengxia. Do you have any suggestions?" Chen Mo continued to ask. "We in the Chu family are not very familiar with this Wang Fengxia, but I have heard a lot about her. A woman who has run a business all by herself, her company can now be considered one of the top 100 companies in the country. I have a friend who seems to have some contact with this Wang Fengxia. Do you want me to introduce her to you?" Chu Runting thought about it. "That's great." Chen Mo understood that his current identity was just an ordinary college student, and it would be harder than climbing to the sky to get in touch with the chairman of the school board. However, if Chu Runting could help him introduce an intermediary, then this matter would be much simpler. "That's not right. Didn't you say you don't want to be a freeloader? Why are you calling me to ask for help now?" Chu Runting asked with a smile. "I'm not a freeloader, I'm just asking if you can help me in some way." Chen Mo retorted weakly. "Since you don't want to be a gigolo, you should figure it out on your own. I can't help you." No, can't I just be a gigolo? Can't I just like being a gigolo like you?" Chen Mo shouted quickly. Chu Runting laughed so hard when she heard Chen Mo's words, and then said calmly, "I'll give you a phone number later, and then you can contact her directly and tell her that you are my boyfriend. I love you so much." Chen Mo was so excited that he didn't know what to say. Chu Runting seemed to have someone on her side, so she didn't flirt with Chen Mo and just hung up the phone. A few minutes later, Chu Runting sent Chen Mo a phone number with the word Xia on it, but no name. Chen Mo hesitated for a moment and then called directly. "Hello, is this Miss Xia?" Chen Mo asked softly. "You are Runting's boyfriend, right?" A woman's voice came from the other end of the phone, and it sounded very nice. "Yes, it's Runting. We'll meet at Grance's restaurant in half an hour." The other party didn't even wait for Chen Mo to finish his words. He coldly threw down these words and ended the call. Chen Mo looked at his phone with a helpless expression on his face. He felt that Chu Runting's friend's personality seemed a little bit strange. However, considering that the other party could act as a matchmaker between him and Wang Fengxia, Chen Mo endured it and turned around to run out of the school. About 10 minutes later, Chen Mo took a taxi to Grancy restaurant. This restaurant is quite famous in Nanyang City because it is the only Michelin restaurant in Nanyang City. Most of the people who can come here to eat are young rich second generations. Chen Mo stood at the door of the restaurant and waited for almost half an hour, but there was no sign of the other party. Helplessly, Chen Mo could only continue waiting. In the blink of an eye, another half an hour had passed. Chen Mo finally became impatient and took out his cell phone, found the number Chu Runting left for him and dialed it. But just as Chen Mo made the call, someone patted him gently from behind. Chen Mo subconsciously looked back. There was a woman standing behind him. The woman wore a black tight t-shirt on her upper body, her breasts seemed to be about to burst out, her waist was extremely slender, and she wore a simple pair of denim shorts on her lower body. Her long, white legs were unusually straight, and on her feet she wore a pair of crystal clear high-heeled sandals. I have to say that this woman's figure is almost perfect. Although not as amazing as Chu Runting's, it is definitely very, very sexy. The only pity was that the woman was wearing a baseball cap, a mask and sunglasses, so Chen Mo couldn't see her face clearly at all. What's the matter? After hesitating for a moment, Chen Mo asked the woman. Come in. The woman didn't answer Chen Mo's question at all, and dragged Chen Mo into the restaurant. What are you doing? I'm waiting for someone here, why are you pulling me? Chen Mo shouted in some confusion. Don't talk nonsense. Just come in if I tell you to. What are you shouting about? The woman scolded Chen Mo directly and then dragged Chen Mo into the restaurant. Good afternoon, sir and madam. Are you here for lunch? The restaurant waiter asked Chen Mo and the strange woman very politely. Open a private room. The woman said without even thinking. What private room do you want to open? I told you I'm waiting for someone outside. I'm not eating. Are you an agent of this restaurant? Chen Mo shouted anxiously. The woman simply stepped hard on Chen Mo's instep with her high heels. Before Chen Mo could scream, the woman skillfully covered Chen Mo's mouth and forcibly dragged Chen Mo into the box. What on earth do you do? Are you a little mentally ill? After entering the box, Chen Mo shouted at the woman angrily. The woman ignored Chen Mo and started to check the box very carefully. What are you looking for? Chen Mo was as confused as he could be as the expression on the woman's face showed. He always felt that this woman might be somewhat mentally abnormal. A minute later, the woman had almost finished the inspection and took off her sunglasses, hat and mask. She gasped and said, I'm really going to suffocate to death. Chen Mo subconsciously looked up at the woman in front of him, and then froze in place for a moment, with an expression of extreme shock on his face. Chapter 21, She Smiled. In the private room of Grancy restaurant. After seeing the mysterious woman take off her sunglasses, mask, hat and other items, Chen Mo was stunned. The woman's looks match her sexy body perfectly. Her black hair was tied up high, revealing her fair neck. Her facial features were extremely delicate, and she wore a pair of beautiful earrings on her exquisite ears, making her already very beautiful body even more charming. But this was not the reason why Chen Mo was shocked. The reason why he was shocked was that Chen Mo felt as if he knew this woman. Chen Mo quickly picked up his mobile phone and started searching the name Xie Zijing on the internet. Soon, several photos of Xie Zijing's dramas and daily life appeared on the mobile phone screen. Chen Mo picked up his phone and compared it carefully with the woman in front of him, then stammered, Sister, where did you get this face? How come it looks exactly like this big star? When the woman heard Chen Mo's words, a trace of helplessness flashed across her eyes, and then she said lightly, Didn't Runting tell you my identity? I didn't tell you. Are you a plastic surgeon? Chen Mo blinked and asked. What do you mean by plastic surgery? I am Xie Zijing, the person on your phone is me. The woman glared at Chen Mo fiercely, and then continued, I really don't know why Runting likes you. She is with you. You are just okay in appearance, and your brain doesn't seem to be very flexible. Chen Mo stared at Xie Zijing in front of him, not knowing what to say for a moment. He never expected that the friend Xu Runting introduced to him would be Xie Zijing, the most popular female star in the entertainment industry today. Xie Zijing has only been in the industry for 3 years. Development in the fields of film, television and audio. She has received many awards for Best Actress and Best Music Award, and any TV series or movie she stars in is a huge hit. Moreover, this woman sings very beautifully and dances very well. It's as if he was born for the entertainment industry. I don't know how many boys regard her as their goddess. Although Chen Mo doesn't pay much attention to the entertainment industry, he has heard of Xie Zijing's name. Whether a star is popular or not does not depend on how many fans she has, but on how well known she is among passers-by. Moreover, Chen Mo also heard that the star Xie Zijing never accepted any commercial endorsements and had only filmed a few public service advertisements in her 3 years since her debut. Chen Mo never thought that his girlfriend, Auntie Runting, could actually know such a big star. And Xie Zijing's mysterious actions seem to be able to be explained clearly now. After all, if a female star of her level met alone with a young man like Chen Mo, it would definitely make the headlines tomorrow if it was photographed. Waiter, take your order. Xie Zijing knew that Chen Mo might still be shocked for a while, so she didn't say anything to Chen Mo. She put on her sunglasses and shouted outside. The waiter hurried into the box. It seemed that this was not Xie Zijing's first time to come to this restaurant. After picking up the menu, she started ordering food. One after another, the names of dishes that Chen Mo had never heard of jumped out from Xie Zijing's sexy little mouth. At first, Chen Mo didn't react because he was still immersed in shock. But after Xie Zijing ordered 5 or 6 dishes in a row, Chen Mo suddenly realized a problem. I came to Xie Zijing to do something for her, so it stands to reason that I should treat her to a meal. But this is a Michelin restaurant, and any random dish might be enough to cover Chen Mo's food expenses for a week. And Xie Zijing ordered so many at once. How much does this meal cost? Well, can the two of us finish all this? Chen Mo blinked and asked Xie Zijing nervously. I finally got back here, and there are so many dishes I want to try. After Xie Zijing finished speaking, she slowly raised her head and glanced at Chen Mo, then asked, Didn't you ask me to do something for you? Why can't you even treat me to a meal? No, I'm just worried that I won't be able to finish it and it will be wasted. Chen Mo gritted his teeth and replied helplessly. Okay, that's about it. Xie Zijing finally closed the menu and turned to the waiter and said. Okay, we just launched our special mushroom soup recently. Would you like to try it, miss? The waiter asked with a smile. When Chen Mo heard the waiter's words, he suddenly had the urge to strangle the waiter to death. After ordering so many dishes, Chen Mo didn't know if the more than 700 yuan in his hand was enough, and he even wanted to drink mushroom soup. It's better to drink less mushroom soup. I heard that many people had hallucinations after drinking it. Give me one. Xie Zijing simply ignored Chen Mo's words and whispered to the waiter. Okay. The waiter turned around and left satisfied. After seeing the waiter leave, Xie Zijing took off her sunglasses again and looked at Chen Mo with a frown. Why are you looking at me like that? Chen Mo asked Xie Zijing with great confusion. I just can't figure it out. What on earth attracted Runting to you? You're not handsome, and you're so stingy. Why would Runting want to be with you? Xie Zijing shook her head and sighed as she spoke. Isn't it a bit hurtful when you say that? Chen Mo replied to Xie Zijing helplessly. What I said is just the truth. Can we two talk about something serious? Chen Mo didn't plan to continue to argue about this issue with Xie Zijing. After all, finding a way to get in touch with Wang Fengxie was the most important thing. I'm hungry, let's talk after we finish eating. Xie Zijing said lightly. Okay. Chen Mo nodded slowly, and then continued, I heard you sing Crystal Love, it sounds pretty good, can you sing it for me? First of all, I'm here to help you, not to perform for you. Also, the song you just mentioned is not my song. Xie Zijing was as speechless as she could be when she looked at the expression on Chen Mo's face. Then can you sing one of your songs? I'll record a short video. As Chen Mo spoke, he raised his cell phone. Xie Zijing took a deep breath, then stepped hard on Chen Mo's instep with her 10-centimeter high heels. Chen Mo became much more obedient in an instant. Soon, all the dishes were served. Xie Zijing was not familiar with Chen Mo, so she had no intention of paying attention to Chen Mo. She just took out her mobile phone and called her assistant, and then started her conference call. Most of the chats were work-related. Chen Mo was not very interested in these Western foods. He ate a little and felt that the taste was not very good, so he waited quietly for Xie Zijing to finish eating. More than half an hour later, Xie Zijing finally finished eating and the conference call ended. I didn't expect you celebrities to be so busy. Chen Mo said to Xie Zijing with a smile. I'm relatively good. I don't accept advertisements, so I have almost no commercial activities. Some celebrities have even tighter schedules than me, and they don't even have time to rest. Xie Zijing wiped her mouth, took out a mirror and checked herself carefully. Only after making sure that every part was flawless did she prepare to put on sunglasses, hat, mask, etc. Let me ask you, do you think I have the potential to develop in your entertainment industry? Chen Mo suddenly asked Xie Zijing in a very serious tone. Xie Zijing couldn't help but be stunned after hearing Chen Mo's words. Then Xie Zijing smiled. The smile hurt Chen Mo's self-esteem a little. Chapter 22, Love Turns to Hate. Chen Mo's defense broke down instantly when he saw Xie Zijing laughing so hard. What are you laughing at? Yes. No. What are you laughing at? Chen Mo gritted his teeth and shouted at Xie Zijing. Now I finally understand why Runting is with you. Xie Zijing replied with a sweet smile. Why? Chen Mo blinked and asked. You don't have any other advantages, but I think you are quite humorous. After saying this, Xie Zijing continued to laugh. Chen Mo was so angry at Xie Zijing's words that he was shaking all over. For a moment, he didn't know how to refute it. When did you become humorous? Okay, let's talk about serious matters. Xie Zijing finally stopped smiling, looked at Chen Mo seriously and asked, I heard from Runting that you seem to want to meet Grandma Wang. What do you want to see Grandma Wang for? I was expelled from my school. Wang Fenxia is the president of our school's board of directors. I think she should be able to help me solve this problem. Chen Mo did not choose to hide anything and told the truth directly. Just for such a small matter. Xie Zijing looked at the expression on Chen Mo's face and was very confused. It may be a small matter in your eyes, but it is more important to me. Chen Mo answered very seriously. No one knew that studying at Nanyang University was Chen Mo's mother's last wish. That's why Chen Mo cares so much. I know the president of your Nanyang University. I can just call him and ask you to come back. As Xie Zijing spoke, she was about to take out her cell phone. It's no use. The order to expel me was given by the school board to the principal. If things were really that simple, Chen Mo wouldn't have to waste his energy. You actually offended the school board. What law did you break? The female star Xie Zijing seemed to be very gossipy and asked Chen Mo very curiously. I didn't do anything wrong. It's just that there's a girl named Su Mubai in our school who has been pursuing me. If she can't get me, she wants to destroy me. So she asked her mother to use her connections to get me expelled. Chen Mo sighed with some sadness. Su Mubai liked you, and then pursued you, and in the end, because he couldn't get you, he turned his love into hatred and took revenge on you, right? Xie Zijing asked Chen Mo. Right. Chen Mo nodded. Xie Zijing looked at Chen Mo and laughed again, even more exaggeratedly this time. She couldn't straighten her back with laughter. Chen Mo sat opposite Xie Zijing, his eyes showing anger and frustration. He couldn't figure out what this woman Xie Zijing was laughing at. 10 minutes later, Chen Mo forcibly dragged Xie Zijing out of the box. He really didn't want to waste time with this crazy woman. After Chen Mo and Xie Zijing arrived at the restaurant's front desk, the waiter handed the receipt for the meal to Chen Mo with a smile. When Chen Mo saw the last number on the receipt, he felt like he was struck by lightning. 23,790. For Chen Mo, this number can basically be considered an astronomical figure. Because he only has a total of more than 700 yuan in his hands. Helpless, Chen Mo could only pick up his cell phone and ask his dear Auntie for help. Although Chen Mo doesn't want to be a gigolo, the cruel reality always forces him to do so. Xie Zijing noticed that Chen Mo's expression was a little strange, so she asked softly, don't you have enough money? Yeah, almost. Chen Mo nodded. Almost. Xie Zijing took out her cell phone. 23,000 short. Chen Mo replied in a low voice. Xie Zijing was speechless instantly, and the smile on her face disappeared. She frowned and said, you only have more than 700 yuan in your hand, and you dare to treat me to a meal in a restaurant like this. Let's make this clear first. First of all, you booked this place, and you dragged me in. You ordered all the dishes, too. I basically didn't eat anything. Chen Mo quickly defended himself. Xie Zijing naturally didn't lack this little money, so she didn't bother to talk nonsense with Chen Mo. She just scanned the code to pay and left. Chen Mo hurriedly followed behind Xie Zijing. This is really the first time I've met someone like you. You ask me to do something for you, and I have to treat you to a meal. Xie Zijing walked on the street, gnashing his teeth and speaking in an extremely fierce tone. Just think of this money as a loan from me. I'll return it to you when I have it. Chen Mo said with a smile. Is it the 20,000 yuan that I need? I just feel uncomfortable. Xie Zijing turned around, took off her sunglasses and shouted at Chen Mo. You're a big star, pay attention to your image, put it on quickly so no one can see you. Chen Mo hurriedly put the sunglasses back on Xie Zijing. Xie Zijing walked forward with her long, white legs. Can we two go meet Wang Fenxia now? Chen Mo followed behind and asked cautiously. Grandma Wang is in a meeting now. We can only see her in the evening. Xie Zijing replied unhappily. So what are we going to do now? Chen Mo continued to ask. Let us go shopping. Xie Zijing simply replied to Chen Mo with 3 words, then turned and walked into the mall. Chen Mo had no choice but to follow him in. For the next afternoon, Chen Mo acted as Xie Zijing's free labor. Xie Zijing went from one shopping mall to another, buying a variety of things. Chen Mo really couldn't understand why Xie Zijing could walk so well when her legs were so thin. However, Xie Zijing did have some conscience. She did not let Chen Mo run around for the whole afternoon for nothing. She directly gave Chen Mo a suit worth tens of thousands of dollars. Because she knew that Wang Fengxia was very concerned about a person's dress and appearance, so if Chen Mo just went there directly, he would definitely not be able to leave a good impression on Wang Fengxia. A little after 7 in the evening, Xie Zijing finally finished shopping and called her driver directly, asking him to drive the nanny car to the mall to pick her and Chen Mo up. After getting in the car, Chen Mo found that the decoration inside Xie Zijing's nanny car was very luxurious, and the seats were also very comfortable. Perhaps because he was a little tired after shopping for an afternoon, Chen Mo fell asleep directly in the car. After an unknown amount of time, Xie Zijing gently pushed Chen Mo and said expressionlessly, "Okay, stop sleeping, we've arrived." Chen Mo opened his eyes dazedly and was about to get off the car. "Take the things." Xie Zijing shouted at Chen Mo helplessly. "What?" Chen Mo couldn't help but be stunned after hearing this. "Those things in the back are the gifts I bought for Grandma Wang. Can you come to see her empty-handed?" Xie Zijing said to Chen Mo speechlessly. Chen Mo was stunned for a moment. Only then did he realize that Xie Zijing was actually a pretty good woman. She considered things much more comprehensively than he did. She was the type of person who was cold on the outside but warm on the inside. Although it seemed that Xie Zijing had been shopping this afternoon, she actually seemed to be preparing to meet Wang Fengxia in the evening. Chen Mo quickly took the gifts that Xie Zijing bought for Wang Fengxia from the driver. Because these things were bought by Xie Zijing in front of Chen Mo made a simple estimate that these gifts were worth at least more than 100,000 yuan. Xie Zijing looked at Chen Mo carefully, and after making sure that there was nothing wrong with Chen Mo, she walked towards a club in front. Chapter 23, How About Letting Me Try? After entering the club, Chen Mo briefly observed the environment inside the club. The environment is very elegant, and you can tell at first glance that this is the kind of place frequented by rich people. However, Chen Mo was not most surprised by the environment inside the club. He actually heard bursts of beautiful piano sounds in the club. And it was not the sound of a piano, but the sound of a guqin. You know, the guqin is still very rare in today's society. The most important reason is that parents nowadays like to let their children get in touch with foreign things, such as piano, but few parents are willing to spend a lot of money to train their children to learn guqin. After entering the club, there are special waiters to receive you. The beautiful waitress took Chen Mo and Xie Zijing directly to the door of a private room. Chen Mo discovered that there were a man and a woman playing the piano in the box. Xie Zijing quickly reached out to stop Chen Mo, and then said softly, "Someone should be competing in playing the piano, let's not go in yet. Didn't you say you would bring me here to see Wang Fengxia? What are you doing here?" Chen Mo asked Xie Zijing with some confusion. "Do you see the woman sitting in the middle? That's Grandma Wang." Xie Zijing whispered to Chen Mo. Chen Mo quickly took a look inside the box and saw an old lady with silver hair, dressed elegantly and gracefully, sitting there quietly. Although Wang Fengxia is almost 80 years old, her spirit and energy are as if she is only 60 years old. Apart from work, Grandma Wang's favorite thing to do is to play the guqin. Unfortunately, she got a little older, so she just listened to other people play. She is also the president of our Nanyang Guqin Association. Xie Zijing explained in a low voice. "So that is how it is." Chen Mo nodded slowly. "Did you see that boy? His name is Lin Wenhua. He is the most powerful player in our Nanyang Guqin Association. In the past few years, he represented our Nanyang city and won several guqin competitions." Xie Zijing pointed at the boy who was playing the piano and said, "His guqin skills are really good." Chen Mo commented softly. Xie Zijing frowned and looked at Chen Mo. She felt that Chen Mo didn't understand the guqin at all and was probably pretending to know it. The piece of music called Three Variations on Plum Blossoms is quite difficult in itself. "It's amazing that he can play it like this," Chen Mo said expressionlessly. Xie Zijing was stunned for a moment, then said softly, "I didn't expect you to really understand the guqin. You can even tell what this song is." "Understand a little bit," Chen Mo said with a smile. A few minutes later, Lin Wenhua finally finished playing the song. Applause broke out in the box instantly. Wang Fengxia couldn't help but nod slightly, seeming to be very satisfied with Lin Wenhua's performance. After seeing the piano music stop, Xia Zijing took Chen Mo and quickly walked into the box. Hey, isn't Zijing here? Wang Fengxia was also very happy when she saw Xia Zijing. She quickly stood up and hugged Xia Zijing. Everyone in the box was very surprised when they saw Xia Zijing. After all, Xia Zijing was a household name. But no one dared to talk to Xia Zijing or take a photo with her because they did not dare to offend Wang Fengxia. Grandma Wang, we haven't seen each other for almost half a year. I miss you so much. Xia Zijing has a very good relationship with Wang Fengxia, and said this in a coquettish manner. You didn't come to see me even though you missed me. Wang Fengxia looked at Chen Mo while talking, and then asked in a surprised tone, Is this your boyfriend? He's quite handsome. No, this is my friend Chen Mo. Xia Zijing quickly explained. Hello, Grandma Wang. Chen Mo smiled at Wang Fengxia. You little girl, you never come to me for no reason. You came here today to ask me for something. Wang Fengxia was able to single-handedly support a private enterprise worth over 10 billion yuan, so she must have extraordinary abilities, so she understood what was going on at a glance. Nothing can be hidden from you, old man. Xia Zijing smiled. I'll tell you about your story later. Xiaolin is competing with that girl in the piano. Wait until they finish. Wang Fengxia slowly raised her head and looked at the girl standing in the crowd. Chen Mo also looked over subconsciously. The girl was very beautiful, but Chen Mo felt that beauty was not the girl's greatest advantage. Her greatest advantage was her unique temperament. The girl was wearing a white long dress and an emerald bracelet on her white wrist. She had a gentle temperament and gave people a poetic feeling. Why haven't I seen this girl before? Xia Zijing asked softly. Her name is Xu Yuyu. She is quite famous. She is the 32nd generation descendant of the Wuling school. She may also represent Shining City in the Jiangnan Guqin competition. She came to our place to mess things up in advance. Wang Fengxia said expressionlessly. Xia Zijing hesitated for a moment and didn't say anything. She knew that Wang Fengxia attached great importance to every Jiangnan Guqin competition. Therefore, the competition between the two of them today may very well determine who will win the championship in this competition. A few minutes later, Xu Yuyu began her performance. The piece she chose was the same as Lin Wenhua's. But the piano music lasted for less than a minute before Wang Fengxia's expression changed. She then stood up and ran out of the box. Lin Wenhua's face was covered in sweat and he looked very nervous. Chen Mo knew that Xu Yuyu's Guqin level was far ahead of Lin Wenhua, so just this 1 minute was enough to decide the winner. Wang Fengxia naturally chose not to continue listening. Xia Zijing turned her head to look at Chen Mo and whispered, Your coming here is really a bit unfortunate. Grandma Wang is in a good mood now, so let's not talk about your matter for now. New. Chen Mo nodded slowly. Xia Zijing hurriedly left with Wang Fengxia. A moment later, Xia Zijing and Chen Mo came to the room next to the box. At this time, Wang Fengxia was constantly reciting Buddhist scriptures, as if trying to calm herself down. Grandma Wang, it's just a small matter. Why are you so angry? Xia Zijing took the initiative to pour a cup of tea and said to Wang Fengxia with a smile. This Lin Wenhua is really a loser. I invited so many famous teachers to teach him, but now Shining City just picked some successor to play him so badly that he has no face. The level of these two people is simply heaven and earth. How can I not be angry? After drinking the tea, Wang Fengxia continued, We may have no hope for this year's Guqin competition. We can only wait until next year to see if we can find the right person. Grandma Wang, is this Guqin competition so important to you? Chen Mo suddenly asked. It's not important to me, but it's very important to our Nanyang city. They have always mocked us for being nouveau riche who only know how to make money but don't understand art, so I want to use this competition to shut them up. Wang Fengxia replied coldly, then glanced at Chen Mo and said indifferently, Xiao Chen, don't mind it. I am old and my temper is getting worse. It's okay, it's okay. Chen Mo quickly replied with a smile. Okay, tell me your story. For Zijing's sake, I will do my best to help you. Wang Fengxia said slowly. Xia Zijing shook her head at Chen Mo, signaling Chen Mo to stop talking. Grandma Wang, I also learned the Guqin from my mother for a period of time when I was a child. How about you arrange for me to compete with that girl? Chen Mo suddenly asked Wang Fengxia. Chapter 24, The Most Difficult One. Many people know that Chen Mo's mother, Yang Chunyan, has attainments and talents in piano that ordinary people cannot imagine. But many people don't know that Yang Nianqiu is not only talented in piano, her talent in guqin can also be considered genius level. However, Yang Nianqiu felt that it would be impossible to maintain beautiful manicure while playing the guqin, so she finally chose the piano. When Chen Mo was a child, he not only practiced piano every day, but also practiced guqin. That period of time could be considered the most painful period in Chen Mo's life, but thinking about it now, it was also the happiest period of his life. After Chen Mo said this, both Xie Zijing and Wang Fengxie were stunned. Chen Mo, what nonsense are you talking about here? After Xie Zijing reacted, she quickly blinked at Chen Mo. Wang Fengxie smiled faintly and said nothing, but at this moment all her good impression of Chen Mo had disappeared. Grandma Wang, I'm not overestimating my own abilities by challenging that woman. I think I should be able to defeat her and bring back some face for our Nanyang Guqin Association. Chen Mo naturally understood what Wang Fengxie and Xie Zijing meant, so he quickly added a sentence. Young man, being able to play the guqin and playing it well are two different things. Don't think that just because you have studied the guqin for a while, you are qualified to challenge these professional players. Wang Fengxie said lightly. Chen Mo, what are you doing here? This is not a child's game. What if your playing is worse than those amateurs? Wouldn't you be laughed at? Xie Zijing also hurriedly followed suit. I think I can beat that girl, Chen Mo said in a very firm tone. Wang Fengxie couldn't help but laugh. She looked down on Chen Mo's arrogance from the bottom of her heart. Lin Wenhua, I do think this kid's comprehension is a little lacking, but he spends all his 24 hours a day practicing the piano except for sleeping. How about you, young man? How much time do you spend practicing the piano every day? Wang Fengxie asked Chen Mo softly. I haven't touched the guqin in probably almost 10 years. Chen Mo replied calmly, and then continued, but I am still confident that I can beat that woman. I don't know where your confidence comes from. I'll just pretend you never said that. Zijing, take him away. At this time, Wang Fengxie's disgust for Chen Mo seemed to have reached its peak. Grandma Wang, why can't you give me a chance? I came here today to ask you for a favor. If I'm not sure I can win, why should I take the initiative to stand up? Isn't it enough to just tell you what I'm asking for? Chen Mo shouted directly at Wang Fengxie. Xie Zijing couldn't help but be stunned for a moment when looking at Chen Mo. She felt that what Chen Mo said seemed to make a little sense. If Chen Mo can't beat that woman, why should he stand up on his own? Can you really beat that woman? After hesitating for a moment, Xie Zijing asked Chen Mo in a low voice. We can win. Chen Mo nodded. Grandma Wang, why don't you give Chen Mo a chance? It doesn't matter if he loses. If he wins, wouldn't it help you regain your face? That's a good thing too. After seeing how determined Chen Mo was, Xie Zijing finally chose to believe Chen Mo once. Wang Fengxie slowly turned her head to look at Chen Mo, and then said calmly, Young man, if you can really beat Xu Yu today, as long as it is within my ability, I will agree to do anything you ask me to do for you. Grandma Wang, let's make this clear. Chen Mo grinned. Then I'll be frank with you. If you can't win, I don't want to see you again in this life. Wang Fengxie continued. Okay. Chen Mo nodded directly. Of course he could hear the deeper meaning in Wang Fengxie's words. If she didn't want to see him in this life, then wasn't the best way to do it to kill himself. But Chen Mo was still confident that Xu Yu's piano skills were definitely not better than his. Xie Zijing's eyes were full of nervousness. She knew that if Chen Mo lost today and lost badly, Wang Fengxie might attack Chen Mo. How would she explain to Chu Runting then? Let's go. Wang Fengxie took Chen Mo and walked into the box they had been in before. At this time, Xu Yu and others were packing up and preparing to leave. Madam Wang, today's competition ends here. The next competition will be at our Jiangnan Province Guqin competition. I hope that both our city associations can get good results. A middle-aged man said to Wang Fengxie with a smile. This person is Zhu Xingguo, the president of the Shining Guqin Association. President Zhu, don't be so anxious to leave. Lin Wenhua just had a simple sparring match with Xu Yu. I have someone here who wants to challenge Xu Yu. Wang Fengxie was very angry in her heart, but her face did not show it at all. Anyone else? Zhu Xingguo couldn't help but be stunned for a moment after hearing this, then asked with a smile, Madam Wang, is there any master in your Nanyang city who is better than Lin Wenhua? I don't know. I've never heard this guy play a piano before. But since he has the courage to challenge me, I'll let him have a try. Wang Fengxia said slowly. Well, since we are all here today, we should accept the challenge if someone challenges us. Zhu Xinguo replied with a smile, and then asked Wang Fengxia, who wants to challenge me? I. Chen Mo walked up to Zhu Xinguo. Zhu Xinguo looked Chen Mo up and down and found that he had never seen Chen Mo before, and he seemed to be even more confused. Chen Mo didn't waste any words and said to Xu Yuyu, Miss Xu, I'm not a professional guqin player, so I haven't learned many repertoires. How about we compete in a Guanglingsan today? When Chen Mo said this, everyone in the room was shocked. Who is this kid? Yer, isn't this too pretentious? You don't know many pieces, but you know Guanglingsan, the most difficult piece in our guqin world. Is he here to make fun of me? Everyone started discussing in low voices. Wang Fengxia frowned slightly, because she knew the difficulty of Guanglingsan better than anyone else. There are many people who can play it, but those who can play it with feeling are extremely rare. Xu Yuyu originally had no interest in Chen Mo's challenge, but when she heard that Chen Mo wanted to play Guanglingsan, the expression on her face changed slightly. Since this gentleman wants to play Guanglingsan, then I am naturally willing to accompany him. Xu Yuyu spoke for the first time. Her voice is just like the sound of her piano, gentle and pleasant yet charming. Chapter 25, A Crushing Victory. After seeing Xu Yuyu agreed, Chen Mo walked directly to Lin Wenhua's side, then smiled and asked Li Wenhua, Brother, can you lend me your piano? When everyone in the box heard Chen Mo's words, the expressions on their faces seemed even more speechless. A person who doesn't even have his own zither actually wants to challenge Guanglingsan. Isn't this a joke? Chen Mo didn't know how difficult Guanglingsan was, nor did he know what the song meant. He only knew that his mother had taught him a total of 5 or 6 songs, and his mother's evaluation was that Chen Mo's Guanglingsan played it pretty well, so Chen Mo proposed to play this song. Lin Wenhua hesitated for a moment, then stood up and made way for Chen Mo. Xu Yuyu seemed to be ready. She asked Chen Mo softly, Do you want to start first or should I? Let's go together. Chen Mo replied to Xu Yuyu indifferently. Xu Yuyu was stunned for a moment, then smiled faintly and said nothing. The people around were all filled with astonishment. They couldn't understand where Chen Mo got the confidence to play with Xu Yuyu. When two people compete in piano playing, the one who plays later naturally has the advantage. But if you play them together, there won't be any advantage. When playing together, there may be a situation where the one with weaker piano skills is likely to be influenced by the other, and then mistakes will occur. This is a great test of a pianist's psychology. The girl Xu Yuyu really likes this kind of competition, because the more difficult it is, the more excited she becomes. Xia Zijing's beautiful eyes were staring at Chen Mo. She was curious whether Chen Mo was just making trouble or he really had some skills. Chen Mo placed his hands on the strings, and at that moment, Chen Mo's temperament seemed to have undergone a drastic change. Xia Zijing vaguely felt that Chen Mo might have some abilities. Wang Fengxia couldn't help but become curious about Chen Mo's performance. It seemed like many years had passed since she had seen such an arrogant and unmodest person. However, this kind of personality makes Wang Fengxia find it interesting. The prerequisite is that this kid really has some skills. Start. An old man shouted expressionlessly. Chen Mo's piano playing and Xu Yuyu's piano playing sounded at the same time. The moment the piano sounded, Wang Fengxia and Xia Zijing's eyes lit up. Because although it was just the beginning, they both could feel that Chen Mo's piano skills were definitely not bad, at least not inferior to Xu Yuyu. After a while, Chen Mo's piano playing gradually took the initiative. Xu Yuyu began to get a little nervous. She deliberately increased her speed, as if she wanted to disturb Chen Mo in this way. But Chen Mo was not affected at all, as if he was immersed in the sound of his own piano. 1 minute later. Perhaps because Xu Yuyu wanted to win too much, or perhaps because she was shocked by Chen Mo's piano playing, she began to become distracted. It is originally a very difficult song. If you get distracted, you will definitely make mistakes. As expected, Xu Yuyu's rhythm was completely messed up. She simply stopped playing after a mistake. And Chen Mo continued playing. Everyone present was immersed in Chen Mo's piano playing. Xia Zijing looked in the direction of Chen Mo with shock in her eyes. She had no way of describing how she felt at that moment. Originally, she couldn't understand why Chu Runting chose to be with Chen Mo. But at this time Xie Zijing seemed to understand something. When Chen Mo plays the piano, he exudes an irresistible charm. Wang Fengxia's lips trembled slightly with excitement. In all these years, she had never seen anyone play Guanglingsan to such an effect. At this moment, she was very grateful that she did not choose to directly reject Chen Mo, but gave Chen Mo a chance. A few minutes later, Chen Mo's piano playing slowly stopped. Everyone present began to applaud. Some people even felt a little ashamed of their previous disdain for Chen Mo. Chen Mo took a deep breath, then looked at Xu Yuyu opposite him and asked, "Who won?" "You win." Xu Yuyu replied to Chen Mo in a low voice. "Thank you." Chen Mo just smiled faintly. Xu Yuyu hesitated for a moment, put away her guqin, walked up to Chen Mo and asked in a low voice, "What's your name?" "Chen Mo." "Okay, I'll remember your name, and I'll challenge you again in the future." Xu Yuyu held back the tears in her eyes, and after saying this, she turned around and left. Zhu Xingguo couldn't help but glance at Chen Mo. He had originally planned to use today's competition to intimidate Wang Fengxia, but he didn't expect that all his plans would be disrupted by Chen Mo, who appeared out of nowhere. After hesitating for a while, Zhu Xingguo turned his head to look at Wang Fengxia, then whispered, "Madam Wang, I'll take my leave today." "Good." Wang Fengxia nodded happily, then stood up and walked to Chen Mo's side and said, "Young man, and Zijing, you two come with me." Xie Zijing had just walked out of Chen Mo's piano music. After hesitating for a moment, she quickly dragged Chen Mo out the door, saying as she walked, "I didn't expect you to be so capable. I've just thought about how I'm going to explain today's incident to Runting at your memorial service. Am I really that stupid in your eyes? If I wasn't sure, do you think I would take the initiative to challenge Xu Yuyu?" Chen Mo said speechlessly. "You are definitely not a very smart person in my opinion." Xie Zijing replied to Chen Mo indifferently, then dragged Chen Mo to Wang Fengxia's room. Wang Fengxia was particularly enthusiastic towards Chen Mo this time. She shook Chen Mo's hand and said, "Sir Chen, I never thought you could play the guqin so well. Who is your master? Can you introduce him to me?" "Grandma Wang, I actually never studied guqin seriously. I just studied with my mother for a while when she was little." Chen Mo explained with a smile. "What's your mother's name?" Wang Fengxia asked hurriedly. "Yang Ninqiu." Chen Mo replied. Wang Fengxia herself didn't like the piano very much, and although Chen Mo's mother was very talented in playing the guqin, she had little influence. So Wang Fengxia didn't react when she heard the name. Xie Zijing looked at Chen Mo with shock in her eyes. She herself had studied piano, so she naturally knew what position Yang Nianqiu held in the piano world. Chen Mo's mother is actually Yang Nianqiu. For a moment, Xie Zijing was at a loss for words about her feelings. "Your mother is amazing. She was able to teach a student like you. Didn't you come to me today to ask for something? Tell me, what exactly did you come for?" Wang Fengxia was in a very good mood at the time, so she took the initiative to bring up the matter. Chapter 26, Their Humble Son Qizhen. "Grandma Wang, actually the thing is, Chen Mo is a student of our Nanyang University, but today he was suddenly notified that he was expelled from the school, so he came to you to see if you can think of a way to let him go back to class." Xie Zijing was worried that Chen Mo might say something wrong, so she took the initiative to speak on Chen Mo's behalf. Wang Fengxia frowned slightly and asked Chen Mo, "Xiao Chen, what did you do wrong to be expelled from school?" "Grandma Wang, the reason the school gave me was that someone reported me for cheating in the last final exam. I was the top student in our department, so I didn't need to cheat at all. And the other party didn't provide any substantial evidence when reporting me." Chen Mo looked at Wang Fengxia and said hurriedly. Wang Fengxia nodded slowly. She now understood what was going on. "It seems that you have offended someone, and you can't afford to offend this person, so you come to me, right?" Wang Fengxia asked with a smile. "Right." Chen Mo quickly nodded at Wang Fengxia. "Okay, wait a moment." Wang Fengxia took out her cell phone directly, found a number and dialed it. "Xiao-sun, come here for a moment." "Yes, that's my club." Wang Fengxia said a few words expressionlessly and then hung up the phone. "Xiao Chen, let's wait a moment." After putting down the phone, Wang Fengxia said with a smile. "Okay." Chen Mo nodded quickly. Next, Wang Fengxia began to talk to Chen Mo about the guqin. Xie Zijing also liked the guqin very much, so she listened quietly. It has to be said that Chen Mo knows a lot about the Guqin and has many unique insights. This made Xie Zijing and Wang Fengxie look at Chen Mo with even greater respect. The three of us chatted for about half an hour. There was a slow knock on the door. "Come in," Wang Fengxie shouted expressionlessly. An old man who should be around 60 years old walked slowly into the room. When Chen Mo saw the old man, she couldn't help but flash a hint of shock in her eyes, because she didn't expect that Wang Fengxie would directly call the president of Nanyang University with just one phone call. "Hello, President Wang." Sun Chizhen greeted Wang Fengxie nervously. At this time, he was not clear about why Wang Fengxie called him over. Wang Fengxie is not only the president of the board of directors of Nanyang University, but also has a terrifying influence in Nanyang City. It is no exaggeration to say that whether the president of Nanyang University can continue to serve until retirement depends entirely on Wang Fengxie's opinion. Wang Fengxie glanced at Sun Chizhen calmly, and then said calmly, "Xiao Sun, this student is from your Nanyang University. Do you know him?" Sun Chizhen turned his head and looked at Chen Mo, a hint of doubt flashed in his eyes. "After all, there are at least tens of thousands of students at Nanyang University, and it is impossible for me to know everyone." "I don't know him." Sun Chizhen shook his head slightly. "You don't even know the student you just expelled today." Wang Fengxie couldn't help but sneer. After hearing this, Sun Chizhen's expression changed instantly. He suddenly turned his head to look at Chen Mo and stammered, "Classmate, are you Chen Mo?" "Kindness." Chen Mo nodded slightly. It was the first time he saw the president of Nanyang University being so nervous. "President Wang, I didn't know Chen Mo actually knew you. Didn't the flood flush the Dragon King Temple?" Sun Chizhen was so nervous that he didn't know what to say. "Xiao Sun, tell me the truth, do you have any evidence to prove that your school expelled Chen Mo?" Wang Fengxie asked Sun Chizhen expressionlessly. Sun Chizhen took a deep breath and whispered, "President Wang, since you asked me this, I dare not hide it from you. We have no evidence that Chen Mo cheated in the final exam, and I did not make the decision to expel him. It seems that Chen Mo did not lie to me. He was indeed wronged. But I can't understand why you are the president of Nanyang University. If it wasn't you who made the decision to expel the student, who else could have made it?" Wang Fengxie asked slowly. "This." Sun Chizhen seemed a little hesitant. "Since you're already here, just say what you want to say directly, don't be so hesitant." Wang Fengxie frowned and looked down upon Sun Chizhen's timid attitude. "President Wang, it was Director Wang who called me personally and asked me to fire Chen Mo." Sun Chizhen didn't dare to hide it any longer at this time and could only reply in a low voice. "It turned out to be that girl Wang Lei." Wang Fengxie smiled, then looked in the direction of Chen Mo and asked, "Xiao Chen, when did you offend Wang Lei?" "Grandma Wang, I didn't offend Wang Lei, but her daughter Su Mubai has been pestering me recently, wanting me to break up with my girlfriend and be with her, but I didn't agree." Chen Mo explained helplessly. Xie Zijing stared at Chen Mo with wide eyes, an incredible expression on her face. In fact, Xie Zijing had heard Chen Mo say this before, but she thought Chen Mo was just joking and didn't take it seriously at all. But at this time Chen Mo actually said this in front of Wang Fengxie and Sun Chizhen, which means that this matter might be true. "That little girl Su Mubai actually likes you." Wang Fengxie seemed to have a close relationship with the Su family, so she couldn't help but smile, and then continued, "That little girl has always been very arrogant, even my grandson looked down on her, I didn't expect that she would fall in love with you." Chen Mo looked at Wang Fengxie and didn't know what to say. He didn't know whether Wang Fengxie was praising him or saying that Su Mubai had no vision. "Okay, Xiao Sun, I know this matter has nothing to do with you, you can go now," Wang Fengxie said to Sun Chizhen. Sun Chizhen hesitated for a moment, then smiled and said, "President Wang, do you want me to revoke this punishment on Chen Mo? This is what Wang Lei asked you to do. If you cancel the punishment now, don't you have to give her an explanation? I will handle this matter. Wait for my call," Wang Fengxie said lightly. "Thank you for your understanding, President Wang. I won't bother you anymore." Sun Chizhen also let out a long sigh. After all, he was the most uncomfortable one being caught between these two people. Before leaving, Sun Chizhen did not forget to take another look at Chen Mo, and then secretly memoized Chen Mo's appearance in his heart. A student who could file a complaint with Wang Fengxie must have an unusual background. Chapter 27, I'm Not a Butler. After Sun Chizhen left, Wang Fengxie glanced at Chen Mo calmly and said softly, "Xiao Chen, this matter is not going to be easy for you. I didn't expect that the person you offended was Wang Lei. That girl is not easy to mess with. Besides, after I retire in 2 years, the position of the chairman of the board of directors of your Nanyang University should be hers. Grandma Wang, since you are in trouble, I won't bother you anymore. Chen Mo was not a fool. He naturally understood the meaning of Wang Fengxia's words, so he replied with a smile. Chen Mo, what are you talking about? Xie Zijing hurriedly pulled Chen Mo, and then continued, Grandma Wang just said that it is difficult to do, but Grandma Wang did not say that it cannot be done. There is nothing that Grandma Wang cannot do in Nanyang City, right, Grandma Wang? Wang Fengxia looked at Xie Zijing with a helpless smile, then said calmly, You are such a smart girl, otherwise why would I like you? Chen Mo suddenly understood what was going on after listening to their conversation, and quickly said to Wang Fengxia, Grandma Wang, if you have any requests, just tell me directly. I will definitely do what I can do. What could a big shot like Grandma Wang ask you for help? Xie Zijing smiled and continued, In a few months, the Jiangnan Province Guqin competition will be held. You don't have any other skills, but you play the Guqin pretty well. Why don't you represent Nanyang City to participate in the competition? It would be best if you can get a good ranking. That's no problem. Even if Grandma Wang doesn't want to help me with this matter, I will definitely go through fire and water and die for her if she says so. Chen Mo began to cooperate with Xie Zijing. Wang Fengxia's face was full of helplessness. She really didn't want to get involved in this matter. After all, Wang Lei was not easy to deal with, not to mention offending the Su family. However, Xie Zijing took the initiative to bring up the matter of the Jiangnan Province Guqin competition, and Wang Fengxia naturally changed her mind. Lin Wenwu definitely can't be counted on, but if Chen Mo participates, he will definitely be able to get a good ranking. Okay, you two stop acting with me here. Wang Fengxia waved her hand, then looked at Chen Mo and said, How about this? You will represent Nanyang City in the Guqin competition in 3 months, but I have made a promise that you must bring me a championship. No problem. Chen Mo nodded without even thinking. As for your dismissal. Wang Fengxia hesitated for a moment, then said softly, I will hold a cocktail party in this club at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Wang Lei will definitely come to attend. You can come directly. I will tell Wang Lei about this matter in front of the two of you. She should not lose face for me. Thank you, Grandma Wang. Before Chen Mo could react, Xie Zijing rushed to shout. Kid, if you hadn't told me, I would have thought Chen Mo was your boyfriend. Wang Fengxia looked at Xie Zijing with helplessness in her eyes. Grandma Wang, it's getting late. You should rest as well. Chen Mo and I won't disturb you. Xie Zijing said with a smile. Okay, go ahead. Wang Fengxia seemed a little tired, so she waved her hand gently. Xie Zijing put on sunglasses, a hat and a mask, then dragged Chen Mo outside. A few minutes later, Chen Mo and Xie Zijing left the club. Okay, you finally got it done. You must perform well in the Guqin competition in 3 months. If Grandma Wang is happy, you will have completely stood up in Nanyang City. Xie Zijing looked at Chen Mo and seemed to feel relieved. Thank you so much today. Chen Mo looked at Xie Zijing very seriously and said. Why are you so polite all of a sudden? First of all, I'm helping Runting, not you. Also, you do have some skills and play the Guqin well. Otherwise, even if a god came, he couldn't save you from this incident today. Xie Zijing said slowly. But at this moment, Chen Mo suddenly reached out and touched Xie Zijing's hat. What are you doing? Xie Zijing was stunned for a moment. Your hat is twisted, let me straighten it for you. Chen Mo replied to Xie Zijing with a helpless tone. After Xie Zijing found out that Chen Mo was indeed helping her adjust her hat, she didn't say much. However, Chen Mo and Xie Zijing might not have noticed that the scene of Chen Mo and Xie Zijing adjusting their hats was captured by a young man not far away with his mobile phone. It's getting late, please take me back to the hotel first. Xie Zijing looked at Chen Mo and said. Okay. Chen Mo knew that Xie Zijing had helped him a lot today, so he readily agreed to Xie Zijing's request. The two of them took Xie Zijing's nanny car directly to the hotel where Xie Zijing was. Because Xie Zijing bought a lot of things this afternoon, Chen Mo carried these things and went upstairs with Xie Zijing. The scene of the two of them entering the hotel together was also captured by the stalker. A big star of Xie Zijing's level must stay in a 5-star hotel, so the environment inside the presidential suite is very good. Chen Mo placed the things Xie Zijing bought directly at the door, and then said to Xie Zijing, "Okay, my task for today is completed, I can leave now." "Okay, but report to me on time at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning." Xie Zijing casually kicked off her high heels and spoke to Chen Mo in a nonchalant tone. "What did you say?" Chen Mo was stunned when he heard Xie Zijing's words. "Come find me here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Why don't your ears work well yet?" Xie Zijing repeated calmly. "Why should I come to see you tomorrow?" Chen Mo asked with his eyes wide open. "Go shopping with me," Xie Zijing said softly. "Big sister, I'm not your servant, why should I accompany you shopping? Besides, haven't we been shopping all afternoon today?" Chen Mo looked at Xie Zijing and saw that she seemed to be a little overwhelmed. Why did he feel that Xie Zijing seemed to be treating him like a male servant? Xie Zijing glanced at Chen Mo calmly, then said softly, "You don't want to go. It doesn't matter if you don't want to go. I'll call Grandma Wang now, and you don't have to do your business." "Xie Zijing, are you going a bit too far?" Chen Mo gritted his teeth and shouted at Xie Zijing. "I am just such an extreme person, what can you do to me?" Xie Zijing asked with a smile on her face. Chapter 28, She Does Tea Like Men. Chen Mo looked at Xie Zijing in front of him and had the urge to pin this woman to the bed and give her a good beating. But he had no choice but to endure it as he still needed help from others. "Whether you're going or not, just give me a straight answer." Xie Zijing waved the phone in her hand at Chen Mo. Chen Mo took a deep breath, then gritted his teeth and said, "You can go, but I have a request." "What do you want?" Xie Zijing asked with a smile. "My home is a little too far from here. In order not to affect your shopping time tomorrow, can you also book a room for me in this hotel?" Chen Mo said in a low voice. "That's all you want?" Xie Zijing looked at Chen Mo in shock. "Yes, that's the request." Chen Mo nodded. Xie Zijing looked at Chen Mo and burst into laughter. She thought Chen Mo would make some requests, but she didn't expect that he would just ask for a room. "You really made me laugh to death." Xie Zijing looked at Chen Mo and said, "Open a presidential suite for me, and I'll enjoy it." Chen Mo said in a low voice. "Okay, I'll call the front desk now." Xie Zijing picked up the phone and started calling. 10 minutes later, Chen Mo finally got his wish and moved into the presidential suite next to Xie Zijing. The price of this room for one night is almost more expensive than Chen Mo's annual rent, but the bed is indeed very comfortable. Chen Mo lay on the bed, took out his mobile phone and sent a video directly to Chu Runting. "My dear, what are you doing?" Chen Mo asked in a very corny way. "What else can I do? I just came home from a dinner party and I'm going to take a shower and rest. I am so exhausted." Chu Runting leaned on the sofa with a tired look on her face, and then continued to ask, "How are your affairs going?" "Not bad, Wang Fengxia has agreed to help. I'm going to attend one of her cocktail parties tomorrow. Please help me deal with this matter then." Chen Mo replied softly. "Okay, I'm relieved that nothing's wrong with you," Chu Runting said softly. "But your best friend Xie Zijing seems to be a little bit strange. She uses me as a male servant every day. I accompanied her shopping all afternoon this afternoon, and she wants me to accompany her shopping tomorrow. Is she your friend or your enemy?" This was the reason why Chen Mo called Chu Runting. He had to file a complaint. Zijing usually spends most of her time filming dramas and variety shows. She doesn't have much time for herself. She finally gets a few days off and helps you deal with this matter, so it's normal for her to ask you to accompany her shopping. Chu Runting replied to Chen Mo while removing her makeup. Looking at Chu Runting in the video, Chen Mo couldn't help but secretly sigh in his heart that he was really lucky. Chu Runting seemed to be even more beautiful without makeup than with it. "There's nothing wrong with shopping, I'm just worried that Xie Zijing might be planning something bad to me," Chen Mo said slowly. "Baby, your worry is really unnecessary," Chu Runting said speechlessly as she looked at Chen Mo, who was conceited in the video. "You have so little confidence in me. If I can take you down, why can't I take Xie Zijing down?" Chen Mo said quickly. "If you can take down Xie Zijing, I am willing to be your concubine. There is no problem for both of us to serve you together," Chu Runting replied in a very simple and rude manner. After hearing this sentence, Chen Mo instantly had a picture in his mind. It was a bit too exciting. What a heavenly life it would be for these two extremely beautiful women to be together. "Chen Mo, what are you grinning about?" Chu Runting shouted directly. Chen Mo quickly smiled and said, "Nothing, nothing. Why are you so sure that I can't handle Xia Zijing?" "Because Zijing doesn't like men," Chu Runting said calmly. "What?" Chen Mo was dumbfounded again, staring at Chu Runting with wide eyes. "She's not interested in men, so don't be so self-indulgent. And I'm also very relieved that you two are in contact," Chu Runting continued. "She actually..." Chen Mo didn't know what to say for a moment. "Okay, I'm going to take a shower. I'm hanging up now," Chu Runting said lightly. "Don't hang up, I'll chat with you while you take a shower, otherwise you can take a shower alone." Before Chen Mo could finish his words, Chu Runting ruthlessly hung up the video. Chen Mo could only lie on the bed alone, recalling what Chu Runting had just said. He never thought that such a perfect woman like Xia Zijing would actually dislike men. Isn't this really a bit of a waste? Isn't this a pure waste of resources? 8:30 the next morning. Chen Mo, who was still sleeping soundly, was awakened by a knock on the door. When he opened the door, he found that Xia Zijing was fully armed. She was wearing a black hip-hugging miniskirt. Her slender white legs were not wearing stockings. She was stepping on a blue high-heeled mat. Her delicate toes were painted with light pink nail polish, which was very attractive. "Have you forgotten what I told you yesterday?" "Chen Mo, what time is it now? I knocked on your door for a full half hour." Xia Zijing walked into Chen Mo's room wearing sexy high heels and asked Chen Mo aggressively. "Give me 10 minutes, I'll wash up and leave right away." Chen Mo quickly replied to Xia Zijing, then turned around and ran into the bathroom. Xia Zijing sat beside the bed with a helpless look on her face and waited. While washing his face, Chen Mo turned his head to look at Xia Zijing, who was sitting on the bed. He had to say that this woman's legs were really long, but it was a pity that she didn't like men. A few minutes later, Chen Mo and Xia Zijing walked out of the hotel one after another, and got directly into Xia Zijing's nanny car. The young man who had been waiting outside for a whole night had a flash of excitement in his eyes after seeing this scene. He took several photos in succession before leaving with satisfaction. Chen Mo followed Xia Zijing around the street for the entire morning. He couldn't understand why Xia Zijing was so good at shopping. It seemed like she never felt tired when shopping. At noon, Chen Mo finally found a chance to take a break, and Xia Zijing randomly found a restaurant to eat something. "Shall we go shopping this afternoon?" Chen Mo asked Xia Zijing cautiously. "No more shopping. You can accompany me to get a manicure and then take me to the airport. I have to fly to Beijing to film tonight. The short and happy vacation time is finally over," Xia Zijing said with some sadness. Chen Mo couldn't help but laugh. "Why are you laughing?" Xia Zijing stared at Chen Mo with her big watery eyes and shouted. I didn't laugh," Chen Mo explained somewhat awkwardly. Xia Zijing was not polite at all and stepped hard on Chen Mo's instep with her high heels. Chapter 29, Cocktail Party. Nanyang City, inside the General Manager's office of Wei Group. A handsome and imposing young man is looking at the contract on the computer screen seriously. This person is the eldest son of the Wei family in Nanyang City, Wei Zichen. He is also the general manager of Wei Group. And just at this moment, there was a knock on the door. "Come in," Wei Zichen called out lightly. A young man hurried into Wei Zichen's office and placed several photos in front of Wei Zichen. Wei Zichen glanced at the photo on the table calmly, and his expression changed instantly. Because these photos are of Chen Mo and Xia Zijing. There were two people engaging in intimate behavior in front of the club, and two others entered the hotel as a couple and left the next morning. Although Xia Zijing was wearing a hat, mask and sunglasses in the photo, Wei Zichen could still be sure that the woman was Xia Zijing. Wei Zichen has liked Xia Zijing for many years, and has always had someone follow Xia Zijing all these years. Perhaps because Xia Zijing herself doesn't like men, Wei Zichen has never found Xia Zijing having excessive contact with the opposite sex over the years. And Chen Mo was the first one. "Who is this person? Have you investigated his identity?" Wei Zichen asked in a low voice to the young man in front of him. "Of course I've investigated it for you. All the information about this kid is here." The young man smiled and took out a document and placed it in front of Wei Zichen. Wei Zichen took a very serious look at it. He's just a poor student. Why would Xia Zijing fall in love with such a person? After Wei Zichen finished reading Chen Mo's information, the expression on his face seemed even more confused. Miss Xia is not short of money. Isn't it just her preference that determines who she likes? The young man replied with a smile. Wei Zichen felt that the young man's words made some sense, so after hesitating for a moment, he said calmly, I'll give you a week to bring this person to me, and just keep your breath. And the reward? The young man asked a little excitedly. Go to the finance department first and get 1 million. I'll give you the rest when you bring the person here. Wei Zichen said expressionlessly. Okay, you go ahead and do your work. The young man smiled happily, then turned around and left. Wei Zichen casually threw Chen Mo's information and photos aside. After all these years, this was the first time he met someone competing with him for Shiazijing, but unfortunately the other party was just a poor student, so he couldn't attract much attention from Wei Zichen at all. In this world, getting rid of a poor student with no identity and no background is just a matter of words for him. On the other side, after accompanying Shiazijing to finish her manicure, Chen Mo directly sent the big star to the airport. And he also completely regained his freedom. After regaining his freedom, the first thing Chen Mo did was to run back home and have a good sleep. He had been exhausted by Shiazijing's torture these past 2 days. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Chen Mo was awakened by the alarm clock. He picked up his mobile phone and took a look. There were several photos sent to him by Chu Runting. Chu Runting should be riding a horse. There was also a message from Shiazijing, telling him that she had gotten off the plane and reminding Chen Mo not to forget today's cocktail party. Chen Mo couldn't help but smile when he read the news about Shiazijing. After getting to know her, he felt that this big star was actually quite good. The only pity was that she didn't like men. After he simply replied with a thank you, he called Chu Runting. After the two chatted briefly for a while, Chen Mo changed into the suit Shiazijing gave him and left home. The cocktail party started at 7 in the evening, and Chen Mo arrived at the club at around 6. When Chen Mo got out of the taxi, he found that the club was obviously much more lively today than yesterday. Not only were there many luxury cars parked outside, but there were also people coming and going inside the club. The waiter who was in charge of receiving Chen Mo and Shiazijing yesterday recognized Chen Mo at a glance, and then hurried over and said with a smile, Mr. Chen, are you here to attend the cocktail party today? Right. Chen Mo nodded slightly. Let me take you there. The waitress said very enthusiastically. Chen Mo originally planned to contact Wang Fengxia, but he thought that with so many guests coming, Wang Fengxia should be very busy, so he did not call to disturb her, but followed the waiter inside. Soon the waiter took Chen Mo into a very spacious hall. At this time, there were already quite a few people in the hall. It could be seen from their dress, speech and temperament that they were not ordinary people. Although it was a Western-style cocktail party, a soothing Guqin piece was still playing in their hall. From this point, we can see that Wang Fengxia really likes Guqin. Mr. Chen, I am not qualified to enter. Please go in by yourself. The waitress spoke softly to Chen Mo. Okay, thank you. Chen Mo nodded slowly, then walked into their hall. After entering their hall, Chen Mo actually began to miss Shiazijing. Because he didn't know anyone in their hall, if Shiazijing was here, he wouldn't be so embarrassed. After hesitating for a while, Chen Mo saw cakes and red wine placed at the innermost part of the hall. He happened to have not eaten dinner tonight, so he walked over. Chen Mo simply picked up a few pieces of pastries and placed them on the plate, then picked up a glass of red wine and found an empty sofa and sat down. Just as Chen Mo was chatting with Chu Runting on his phone and eating pastries, he suddenly saw a familiar figure out of the corner of his eye. Su Mubai, wearing a white evening gown and exquisite high heels, walked slowly into their hall. I have to say that Su Mubai is a really beautiful girl, especially when she wears that handmade custom evening dress. She really looks like a princess. The design of the evening dress is very eye-catching, exposing about 80% of Su Mubai's slender and long legs. This length not only allows people to see how long Su Mubai's legs are, but also leaves a little room for imagination. When Su Mubai appeared, he instantly became the focus. Many young people gathered around Su Mubai. But Chen Mo had no interest in Su Mubai at all. He continued to eat his cakes quietly. However, Chen Mo did not notice at this time that there was a person in the corner of the hall who was staring at him. And this person is none other than Chu Runting's crazy pursuer Li Haoyu.